Says I'm all the friends. One day you'll know that baby tries to leave you. Singing all the fans. I'm gonna do with the old baboons. You don't recognize that smell. What is all that echo? My God, we're going to hell. Ah, fuck. Alright. I'm still getting an echo. Where is it coming from? I have too many windows open. It's somewhere on this computer. Alright, I got 22 seconds to sort this shit. Oh, right. Yeah, Big Clive, yeah. The redirect.
What's up, everybody? Welcome. What button did that just do? All right, I think we're okay. Welcome to the stream. Let me get my windows up, and there's my kitty cat. That is Lee. She is, where is she? She is not on camera right now. Oh, we can turn that off too. So welcome. If your first time here, I'm Scruff Dog, and you are on board my computer. I guess we'll start. Welcome everybody here. And welcome to the Gaggle of Goofballs. I do have like a membership thing going on. We can dump that later. But what's up, everybody? Early crew was here as usual. Gas Masher, Joe Russ, Phil in the kitchen. I believe Franco Walker was in there a little bit earlier. Liz Edwards, Ron Nona, Herbert Trouser Fancy, I think was the first one here. What's up, Zane? Welcome. Paul Norman. Hanatar. What lives in the tank? That is a corn snake. 17-year-old corn snake. She was actually on last week's episode. Paul T is here. Big Clive was in there somewhere. What's up, Rob? Everybody's popping in. Welcome to the stream. Tonight we do like a device thing. I got a couple... I got a USB card thing here that kind of relates to shit we've been talking about. We were talking about igniters on the Patreon stream. I have a replacement igniter for my shit over there. And I guess let's start with a toast. And will she make another appearance today? Asked Craig Matthews. Let's see who's over there right now. Ronnie is in the upper left there. He camouflages in really well with the carpet. And I've also been playing with the lighting, so it's a little less harsh. And that has actually helped him blend in more. Yeah, I'm trying to teach him, how to drive, so I got cones set up. Of course, I also realized after I set the cones up, I should probably get a remote control mouse or something. But, yeah, nobody's there, right? So anyway, I guess we'll throw that toast right back at Big Clive. Thanks for... sending everybody over and welcome everybody to the stream. We do this every week now, and I do gaming and Lego stuff on Wednesdays and throw out random streams about work and home and cats and thermal camera stuff. And if you hang around for another 8 minutes, we do woofles on thermal cam. And if you just joined, don't forget that live button. Make sure you're live if you want to keep up with everything. Let's see here. What is going on, everybody? No cats yet. I will keep an eye on the cat can. Oh, and I got to kind of throw one of the cones right there as well. Clive's broken out the hookers and the crack cocaine nowadays off camera, says Maddie England. You never know. Sometimes it's the quiet ones you gotta watch, right? You know what I'm saying? All right. Hey, there's Little Jim's Tear Down and Fix It. one of the latest goof. He actually is the latest of the gaggle of goofballs. He has an up-and-coming channel that he is building for technical stuff. By all means, check it out. Come in on the ground floor, as it were, because it looks like it's going to be good. It seems like he's just starting off, so... What am I smoking on, says Mr. Terps. I like the name, if that's what it's referring to. I'm a linalool man myself. Right now I have Strawberry Blonde in Fused. I have whatever this was in, I think that was Purple Granddaddy. And I have Wedding Cheesecake and Bubble Hash in my dab pen. So let's do a toast to all you, I guess. Just another toast. You just take another shot, take another drink, take another puff. That's kind of what we do here, you know. Oh, Queen of Fire, Liz Edwards is here. Okay. Refillable disposables. Some are... Just put that anywhere. Yeah, this one I believe is one of the refillable ones. Oof. And I got a shitload of them downstairs as well. Of disposables. I figure those will be good for like little LED displays. Or I like to have, you know, I'd like to have a fucking place to put this pen, but it's shaped weird. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck is it? Alright, here we go. And I got a bunch of these downstairs, and it's nice because they are rechargeable. So charge them up, put them on the little LEDs, and just kind of put them around the house. So you have built-in night lights and shit, or make little beepers and leave them at your friend's house. Do I recharge my disposables? As soon as I pull them out of the pack, I charge them up. As Craig Matthews, welcome. As soon as I pull them out of the pack, I charge them up, and then I usually don't need to recharge them, but sometimes I'll put them on the charger, like if I'm getting ready to do a stream or whatever. Sometimes I'll throw them on there just to make sure we're good. Where is... Oh, I guess I left the big one out there. I also have one that's on a big-ass vape battery. That's a full 18650, and I charge that like every 3 months. Pardon me. All right, where are we at for time? We have 4 minutes till the ThermoWhoofle. Also later on, after the top of the hour toast, we'll have like space news, interesting newsy stuff, things I've picked up on that we can discuss. I usually tell stories from work and whatever in there. Woofles at the half. You know, we go between VertoWhoofles and ThermoWhoofles. At 6:35, we usually have a device or pet spotlight, something, you know, we got a couple things today. You know, we do toasts, we have fire, we talk stuff, we hang out, we get a little bit more drunk than we were when Clive was done, and or high, or whatever, you know. What's up, Lockwasher? Any hash rosin ones? I do not have any right now. My supply is actually a little low. I tend to go to the dispensary and spend an exorbitant amount of money, typically like 500 to $1,000 American, and then I'm good for like a while, and I'm actually on the downtrend. Like, I have to stop by within the next couple weeks. I went in there last week and I bought a big ½ ounce of Bubba Kush to hold me off for a little while. But that's about it. Steve Odlers is on their second beer. Mr. Mouse just showed up. Welcome to the stream. And there's Randy 1979, Vice Admiral Tiger. I don't find any vapes laying around in my area. Now, that means either they are very clean or there's a lot of other people. What is this? A pregnancy tester? What the hell? Paul T, what are you talking about? Oh, the vape. Yeah. Yeah, actually, you know what? Kind of, yeah, I guess so. I mean, I've never actually seen one of those, like, in person, but, you know, well, while it's in my hand. I pull on the correct end. I don't know how high you're going to get sucking on a USB port. Cheers. All right, where is that? Hold on, we're missing one of our screens. All right, I'm kind of working on a new setup here as well to help keep track of things. Where working on it a little bit. Where's my YouTube? There's my note. No, not that one. Oh my God. There we go. All right. All right. There's my notes. Zane Magic Pufferton said, loved the changing of the forklift chains. That was awesome, and actually learned something. That would be one of the member videos I put out. Kind of goes with the short. If you don't, I know if you, a lot of people don't watch shorts, but I do the same. I put one out every once in a while. Did one out yesterday on a lift chain pulley. So like when an order picker, you go up, when you hit up, like you go up with the forks, and one of the pulleys for that particular set of chains was, the bearing was blown out, and the only thing holding it in was a piece of frame. So I did a quick little thing on why you should always check your lift chains if you're in a forklift, and if you find a floppy one, that's bad. Carl Ravenhill, any more of the Stree game, Mr. Scruff? We will actually cover that. I guess we'll talk about that after the ThermoWhoofle, because it is 5:45. Queen of the Goofballs, Liz Edwards, has the time. Where the hell is it? Oh, damn. It's not where it's supposed to be. I have a slightly different version of the woofler that I customized. It has extra bubbles scrapey in there and helps get it a little more fluffy. And I use a griller. All right, thermal cam. Boom. All right, well, let's see here. So those are mouse stars. That's a mouse pewter. That is an Alexa. That's a light. That's a something. That's a scruff. Alright, where are we at here? And center it up. And woofle. It's interesting the contrast you see different from my head once you get like straight flame coming. We'll do a triple woofle. What the hell? Remember, always look up. Oh, that was a recalibration. Definitely doing another one. Woofle. Oh, and also for people that have been here for a while, I am learning the microphone more. You'll notice it is getting farther and farther away from my face, and not so much affecting sound quality. Also, like I said, I'm messing with the lighting. Oh, wow, look at that. You can see where my fucking fingers are cold. Oh, no, wrong hand, dumbass. Let's see if I'm hypercolor. Nice. Hyper scruffer. Sweet. All right, let's flip that back. Whoop. Right hand Raynaud's syndrome. We've not had a clank for ages, says Craig Matthews. I know, I'm getting really good at not crashing into the microphone, but it'll happen. I'm really trying. Oh, here. Now you can't, like, you can only see like this, that little bump right there. That's the only thing you can see of it right now. Where's mission control? So the arm is a little more straight up and down than it was before, and comes in and then straight in instead of trying to come up or like down. And somebody mentioned, I forget if it was in a stream or on the comments, about Penguin's Z's Penguin's Zero, the way his microphone is, which is like right at head level. But the problem with that is everything I have on the monitors is at head level as well. Now, if you're new here, this is one computer and these two are another computer. This is my gaming rig and this is an Intel 7th gen Intel Nook. And yeah, I didn't shave today as usual just so that the little bit of stubble would help the fucking glare. Let's see here. Let's shrub it on back. Baldy cam. Boom, boom. There you go. Full baldy in effect. I'm not quite ready to stop wearing the headphones since I have a sound pad thing. But I am pushing that microphone back a little bit. Shoomp. TDO Brandano, a portrait screen. I fucking loved that thing. Like, because I realized I wasn't using, like, the third, like, I always, I realized that my third screen was always being used for something chat, and wide chat doesn't make sense. So I just went, and that's always there for chat, like if I'm doing something here, or like Discord usually sits there. Like obviously now chat is right in the big 4K screen because this is chat. But I definitely recommend if you have a third screen or if you're on like a chat service a lot, just turn one of them fuckers sideways because it just makes sense. Oh, Paul's eyes. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah. I don't have a makeup artist just yet. Maybe when I hit 660. Holy shit. I'm up to 651 subs. That's 16 subs. We're that much closer to 666. Speaking of 666, and then what the fuck else was I going to talk about? Oh, Stray, the game. Okay. The Friday, Thanksgiving Friday, I am doing... I've decided I'm going to start around 2 o'clock, like 2:05, so like 2 hours earlier than usual. And we're gonna figure out a game that y'all want me to play, and I'm just gonna play it. Like, if like I'm thinking like either Doom Eternal, because I'm a Doom head. A lot of people like Stray, or if we come up with some other game, like I just want to start it at the beginning, and I'm just gonna play until I can't get any further. Something dies or I just beat the game. Like I'm just gonna pick a game on Thanksgiving and just go. Someone bloody random Minesweeper. I literally installed that as the break game for whatever stream I'm doing. I'm going to use that to take breaks. Like that's funny as shit. I just installed that like 2 hours ago because it doesn't really come with Windows 11. But no, that's funny you say that. But I know there are people that do like hours long streams. But if you have some ideas, by all means, leave them in the comments and I will see what I can do, see what I can get, and see what seems reasonable to try and go through in one go. Kind of thinking something along 10, 12 hours, maybe, as a playthrough. Paperboy. I have done Atari playthroughs, and I think I do have Paperboy on Nintendo. I am going to do a retro game. That's probably what I'm going to do for the Christmas vacation, is a retro game stream on the Atari 2600. I have one that like I guess about a year ago, I converted it to HDMI out, and it's powered by USB, so you can just plug a battery pack into it or plug it into the wall and then plug it into a TV and play, my original childhood Atari 2600 from 1987. Paul T. Galaga, that is tempting because that is actually one of my favorite arcade games ever. Galaga and the Star Wars one where you're flying through the Death Star with all the wire 3D frame. God damn, the 3D frame game. Those are like my two favorite arcade games, Galaga and that Star Wars. And I think I have the Star Wars on an arcade emulator, as a matter of fact. What am I looking for? Oh yeah, I got a root beer for later. So at some point, if you want to leave some ideas and comments, and I'm seeing some stuff here, I'll try to look into. But I'll end up having either a poll or a series, a couple polls in a row to see what we'll play, and I'll just play the shit out of some video games. I'll end up setting up like probably a coffee. I'll end up setting up my backup desk, which is the box that this chair came in, because it's a fucking heavy duty box. I'll end up putting that over here with like snacks, probably a coffee station, maybe some root beer. Like, I'm not a Mountain Dew gamer. I'm like a root beer and coffee gamer. And tea. I drink a lot of decaffeinated tea. So it's either fucking all the caffeine or none of the caffeine. But I'll have a little setup here, and I don't think I'll go so far as to bring a pee bucket in, because like the bathroom's right there. But pressure washer simulator. Well, I work on those in real life, so that would probably be not overly exciting there. 404 not found. I guess while everybody's here, real quick. Like I said, I'm working. Like let me do the commercial real quick, and then we'll like and subscribe. Okay, and then like if you want, you can join the Gaggle of Goofballs. It's my membership channel. I do early releases, exclusive videos, shit from behind the scenes at work, cat stuff. I work on forklifts. I am a technician that does a lot of material handling stuff, anywhere from the ports. Can't wait till I can get back down some videos at the ports, shit like that. It's fun stuff. Everybody has fun, and it's only $1.99 a month, so by all means, feel free to join. Moving on, Pong, Franco Walker. I love Pong. 404 says Minecraft. That is, actually, I forgot that is one of the options. I have Minecraft. I can even set up, if we vote on Minecraft, I'll probably set up my old server and maybe just open it up to whoever wants to just come in and just fucking just blow it up. We can run around. That's a possibility. Goat Simulator. Isn't there actually a Goat Simulator? I feel like there is. I feel like I forgot to put sugar in this. Goatsy Simulator. Ooh, there you go. Goatsy Simulator. Craig Matthews says, how long will Poppy Playtime 2 take to play through? I believe it's about 3 hours. That'll be this Wednesday. I was going to try and do that this past Wednesday, but the fucking thing crashed. Tried to fix it live. It didn't work out. And literally like 3 minutes after I stopped the stream, I fixed it. But I ended up doing a stray stream for a little while. But I'll figure probably about 3 hours, and then we'll see what's up afterwards. Yes, Poppy is fixed. I have tested it. Everything is good to go. And I looked into it, and Coach Seagal looked into it, and it's not uncommon for that game to be really fucking weird when you first start messing with it, but then it kind of like seems to settle in once you get the settings right. So I think we're good to go. I don't foresee any more interruptions there. It is 5:56. We need a toast-y. Someone to toast to. So start throwing out some ideas there. Mr. Egg Cape's trousers keep falling down. Maybe they're trying to tell you something. Like, are there naked people around? Like, or like, you know what I mean? Like, 404 Leisure Suit Larry. That was a fucking amazing game. Like, I've played every Leisure Suit Larry. We first got it, and we had to, like, we found the manual for it when I was, Christ, 12, 13 or whatever. We first found that on my buddy's dad's computer, and we found the manual because you had to go to a certain page, go to like, it would be like page 3, paragraph 2, word 10, and you'd have to type the word in. So like that was the key to getting into the game. I remember we found a manual for that. That was a fucking great game. Great series of games. So how is everybody's weekend going? Does anybody what do we got going on for Thanksgiving? Is anybody doing family stuff? We just kind of doing our own thing? Like, I imagine I'll probably just be doing my own thing. Portal's good. I have Portal and Portal 2. Duke Nukem's a good game. Echo the Husky has also played the Leisure Suit Larry games. Flossie, welcome. You are number 16 on the Gaggle of Goofballs. Oh, and you also get like chat stuff, like obviously the green thing and emojis and stuff. Well, thank you, Flossie, and welcome. enjoy the channel. The membership is starting off, but there's still a pretty decent amount of videos in there, and I have videos so far scheduled up until like the end of this, almost halfway into November, that are already uploaded. Oh, and I have our, we need to talk about Wednesdays, by the way. We have 2 minutes. Kevin Hardesty, number 17, thank you as well. Enjoy the content. Wednesday, instead of doing every other Wednesday, at this point, we got too much stuff to do, y'all. So I'm just gonna have to do like every Wednesday, or in some cases Tuesday, because I'm gonna do a Halloween stream on Halloween night. But like I guess got a lot of shit to do. So like this coming Wednesday, we're doing the Poppy Playtime Chapter 2. That's a jump scare, horror, creepy game thing if you're interested. Sorry for the paper noise. And then November 8th, we're putting together the Lego International Space Station. That should be all in one run. I think I can do that in like 3 hours or less. Like that usually doesn't take too bad from what I've seen of looking at other people's runs that have done it when it came out. The 15th looks like we'll be playing a game. The 22nd, so right before Thanksgiving, we're going to put the LED light kits on the Perseverance and the International Space Station. That's what those 2 boxes on either side of the Ukraine LED flag. Lighting kits for the Legos. So that'll be into November. Then we got a game. I'm kind of going to like do every other like game. Plan on doing a game every other week and then something in between, or if there's nothing to do, we'll just do another game. And we'll have the forklift coming up as well, because we'll be able to order that remote control Lego forklift. So that should be interesting. So what are we doing a toast to here? Suzanne. Oh yeah, Suzanne Summers just passed. Coach Steven Seagal. Gramshaw, yes. Did you mean a toast to Coach Steven Seagal? Is he here? I don't think he's here. Else we would. We can save that one. There is a Lego forklift, as Mr. A-Cake. There is a lot of Lego industrial equipment. Like, I'm not really sure what we're doing after the forklift for our fourth Lego piece. But I'm looking at some stuff, and a lot of it's industrial equipment, like kind of like a lot of the shit I work on. So a Lego goat. I'm sure they do have a Lego goat. So why don't we do a toast to, they have a Lego telehandler. Yes, they do, Chipmunk. Why don't we do a toast to Lego, not Legos. I don't think I've used an S tonight. Lego. We'll do a toast to Lego. And actually, I think I have a news thing about them as well for at 6:05. Anyway, so a toast to Lego and providing decades and decades of childhood fun. Like I still have some of my Lego from when I was a kid. So a toast to Lego and Ukraine. And even though I don't see Christian here, we'll say to Kevin too, just to cover that. So a toast. Cheers. I love my childhood Legos. Every time I put together a Raspberry Pi, if I need a case, I just fucking get my Legos. I love that shit. Like, even though there's a 3D printer right there, I'd rather build a Raspberry Pi case out of Lego. Because, I mean, it's fucking Lego, you know what I mean? And I guess we'll kind of bleed that kind of into the news. Yeah, Jack Attack, I haven't seen... Oh, that happens. Hold on a sec. It's the phone gets funky. Hold on. Oh, I forgot I don't need to wear my headphones for you to hear me. That's weird. Is that back? Well, where is it? Oh, hold on. Let me give you a different view here, so you're not just staring at a blank screen. Let me see what's going on, because it looks like it's turned on. Hello? You know, it's just not a scruff stream unless there's a technical difficulty, you know what I mean? Come on. Deactivate, refresh. See if we can reconnect. The phone itself is, it's because it's an old phone. I believe that is part of the problem. So a lot of times it just does not want to do what you need it to. So, let me do that. Do that. Ooh. 1 second, folks. We're going to restart DroidCam. Alright. Restarted DroidCam. Let's see if we can reconnect. Or refresh it. Hey, what the fuck is going on? That's weird. I usually don't have this. It usually just comes right back when there's a problem like that. Let me restart the phone. This is why it's always good to have other cameras. I mean, I haven't rebooted the phone in like, Christ, 3 weeks. Well, I guess let's all grab our consumables. Let's all have a vape and a drink and a shot again. Like I said, that's what we're here for. And as soon as I get this to come back up, we'll do a dab and then we'll get into the news. Maybe a phone update. Oh no, I can't update this phone anymore. Like it literally, you can't anymore. Like it says it has an update, but when you try to install the update, it crashes. And it's a factory phone. It's just too old. It's a HTC U11. Just too old to do anything with at this point. All right. There we go. All right, it's back. It's back, y'all. Scruff Dog, have you updated the list of goofballs? Not in the last 10 minutes, but Jim was the last one. Actually, hold on. Now that that works, let's click OK. And I do purposely keep the list open so that space Flossie space Kevin Hardis. I usually don't do this like while we're talking, but since we're going through all this technical difficulty shit, we might as well just go ahead and do that. Get that updated, save that, minimize that. That should twitch. There it goes. We'll let that run again and then we'll flip it back. Anyway, we are back, folks. Sorry. Yeah, actually you can see right there. And okay. What that Fossey, Kevin Hardesty, and what the hell did I do there? Oh, let me fix that. Let me just go ahead and do this. All right. And all right, I'm going to do a dab on my dab pen of wedding cheesecake and some hash. And then we will get into the news. And what the fuck happened down here? Okay. So, cheers to fucking fixing a really, really old phone that still kicks ass. And I have two HTC U11s. One of them I use for filming, and then one of them I use that just sits here. So that's pretty good, I guess. Cheers to a dabbit labbit dooba. No, the pussy cam is still running. There's nobody there, though. Just cones. You know, I'm going to hit this again. Anyway, okay, so let's get into news. What the fuck was I talking about? What news that we were getting ready to... Oh, Lego. So it turns out Lego, for quite some time has been trying to sort out how to replace the ABS plastic that they use to make Legos. That's currently what they use. It's obviously it's a very durable plastic because Legos last fucking forever. Just ask your feet when you step on them. I need some dreamies. I have Temptations up there. They do get treats at 7 p.m. The 7 p.m. cat treat cam. I forgot to mention that earlier. But yeah, it's 7 o'clock, so in 52 minutes, we get a cat treat cam. Anyway, no worries. Hey, there's Big Clive. What the oh, I'm just getting pretty high now. Legos. So, they've been trying to come up with a different thing to replace the ABS, and they almost settled on PETG, which is also something you 3D print with, like recycled PETG, and like a quote on almost like a plastic alloy of just different recyclables. Apparently, they've tried hundreds of different formulas, and they cannot figure out anything that comes even close to the durability of ABS. So, well, I'm sorry, they found a couple things that would have been worked well for as a replacement, but it turns out to produce that and to retool every factory would have actually caused more of a carbon footprint over a 50-year period than just keeping it as it is. So now they're still looking, and they're just trying to figure out, now they're trying to see if they can get old Legos back to like recondition, reuse them. I don't know how reusable ABS plastic is, but I think they're going to try and start to get Legos back. So yeah, Arthur 2 said, yeah, there you go. It's just was and is trying to buy Legos back, or Lego. God, you gotta watch the Lego paparazzi there when you add that S. Try standing on a UK plug, says DCL, and I have heard that's a little rough. It's one thing about American plugs. They do tend to go flat if there's a problem. Well, some of the plugs go flat. We do have a lot of those. I tend to get a lot of the low profile plugs, which are the 90-degree, kind of more similar to UK style. Raven Looney says ABS is fully recyclable. Okay, so that must be why they're trying to get them back, because then they can recycle the ABS. And at that point, it's exactly the same shit they need anyway. Big Clive says, didn't LEGO consider their own 3D printer system for making custom blocks? You never know. Apparently, they actually do some pretty... I was reading the article. They get in some pretty hardcore technology on trying to get around and just do stuff and like dabbling into other shit. So they might be trying that too. Who knows? Apparently Lego are the world's largest tire manufacturer. I feel like I've heard... Oh, yeah, I did hear that, because they make so many little tires. They make more than any other tire manufacturer in the world just for all their little Lego cars. Let's see. So I'm looking at here. Let's see. Yeah, when I said it's not easily recyclable via normal... Well, yeah. What does the Chrombook go then? A laptop is hardly a PC, says Chillin. Oh, well, there are exceptions to the rule. My gaming laptop is still pretty ridiculous from 2016. Let's see, what else we got here? Space stuff. Oh, yeah, talk about software development support. So 46 years after Voyager 1 and Voyager 2 launched, NASA just sent them a software patch to help with a glitch they found in the navigation software, and also to help build up and counteract fuel residue that is building up in the fuel feed lines for the thrusters. I can't imagine. I mean, a 46-year-old software program situation, thing. I imagine there could be some of the original programmers on there, but I doubt it. But that is cool that even 46 years later, that they're still issuing software patches. So that I thought was pretty interesting. Like, I find the Voyager stuff fascinating, just for the little bit of information we can get back from them. Now that they're out into, like, getting out into deeper and deeper space. Graham Shaw says, standing on a plague is definitely most uncomfortable. Plastic. TDO Brandano says, plastic recycling has been overly hyped by plastic manufacturers for ages. Clive says it's a Chromebook, so I'm not sure I have options like OBS. They make a mobile OBS, I think, something, but I don't. The Chromebook doesn't have. At least my Chromebook, I literally bought like the cheapest Chromebook at the time. It was like $130 2 years ago. And a lot of shit that does work on Chromebooks doesn't work on my Chromebook. And it's one of the most annoying things is that is the one bootloader that has a bug in it that would blocks you from installing just straight up Linux on it. And like everyone knows what the problem is, but it's in there in some way that like no one can get in there and change it. It would have to be done by Google, and Google's like, look, it's not a problem that affects Chrome OS or the Chromebook itself, so we're not going to fix it. So of course the one model, 14-inch model I buy is the one that cannot install Linux natively. I have to run it through the Chrome OS, so I can run like VNC Viewer and a better version of Brave browser. I go between Brave and Chrome on the Chromebook. And there's nothing like for the thermal cam. Like there's nothing on there besides like the factory. Actually, I don't know if the regular Android app works on the Chromebook. Actually, no, it doesn't. I'm pretty sure I was trying that after I got mine. Let's see here. Randy, 1979 Vice Admiral Tiger says, the Voyagers are out in interstellar space now. Yes, they are way the fuck out there. What are they, 1.5 and 1.7 billion? Like one or the other, something like that, million miles away from the big glowy yellow thing outside that is annoying at times. Oh, and the other thing, apparently I haven't seen full details. I just kind of picked up on this last night and a little bit today. There's some shit going down in Congress, like one of the few bits and pieces of government that are actually functioning right now, about the space industry in general. Apparently a lot of the regulations are up for review and renewal and something like that, and the companies are sitting directly in front of members of Congress saying that all these extra regulations are kind of bullshit. And like, I love the animals, I love the planet, I love all that, but I do think like, I mean, they could ease up a little bit or at least be more efficient. Like, you know, right now we're waiting for Game and Wildlife, the Federal Game and Wildlife Association, people, department, whatever, to finish their review. And it's funny, like they're known for just not giving a shit and dragging ass, and apparently that's just accepted in the government. Like, but anyway, they're like, apparently like I watched a little clip of the vice president of SpaceX talking to Ted Cruz, and Ted Cruz I find to be pretty much a douche nozzle, but he was asking questions that made it pretty obvious that he's tired of regulations, and since he's in Texas, maybe Starship testing will get a little boost and kind of get on the fucking way. Has there ever been a snake in space, says Mr. A-Cake? I don't know. I kind of feel like there may have been. DC Allen says, how fucking long did the software take to reach them? I think they said it was something like a 2-week upload. Like, I mean, you think dial-up was bad. Holy shit. Of course, also, that's like when we were talking last week, the Psyche, or Psyche, depending on how you pronounce it, mission to the asteroid in the asteroid belt, to the Psyche asteroid. They're taking, it'll be their first test of laser communication for interplanetary communication, and to possibly upgrade the deep space network to be faster than a typewriter and a flashlight. Zap Sparky says, Snakes on a Shuttle, I'd watch that movie. That would be a great part 2. You know, we could work with this. You know, get with me. Commercial space flight, it's getting popular. Snakes, experimentations, they get out. You know, let's go here. You know, we can sign off on this. Get this shit going right now. Floaty danger noodles. Floppy danger noodles and 0G. Mr. A Cake, yes. 0G snakes would be kind of fun. I don't know what the fuck they would do, but it would probably look pretty weird. I guess as long as they didn't get like too violent on themselves trying to sort it out. What else? So hopefully, I'm going to follow that a little bit more. The NASA spaceflight just released a video yesterday, or I think it was, about it, and I haven't gotten a chance to watch that yet. But I definitely want to see where that's going, because the holdup is really absolutely quite ridiculous on some of the shit that needs to get signed off on. Let's see, anything else? Oh, yeah. Funny, with my quest for being 7 subscribers away from 666, the number of the beast. One of those funny, like weird when you do statistics thing, and just popped up on a news article making fun of Mike Pence 2024. I know we don't really do politics here, but it is funny that Mike Pence 2024, his official campaign channel on YouTube, like, I have more subs than Mike Pence does. That's fucking funny. So just throwing that out there. Craig Matthews, how many goofballs to fund Orihime's trip to the Vomit Comet? That would be a lot. Aren't there commercial space flights, like, if that's what you mean, like, aren't they running like $250,000, $500,000, something like that? Like, I think we're gonna need a lot of donations and a lot of subs to reach $500 million. Like, we ain't ready to start yet, so, you know, hold on. But I'll let you know when it's time for us to raise money to send Orihime into space. We can make a little helmet for her, little space snake suit. Kind of look like the ones off of Rick and Morty and the space snakes. The one that bit Morty when he was out in space. If you saw that episode. Jim's Teardown and Fix-Its. Not meaning to get too political, but why is the UK giving aid to India when they are able to fund their own space program? I don't know. I think probably because India, like, we helped everybody. You know, I think in the space community, everyone just trying to help everybody. I mean, when you look at it like this, like, we're still working with Russia, with the the Russian space program, even with all this bullshit. And the leader of the Russian space program, he talks a bunch of shit, like he's fucking sounds like he's up Putin's ass, or whatever. But we're still working together. Like, we have contracts, you know, and agreements we signed that for every launch, you know, Russian would take one American, America would take one Russian, and we could have stopped that, but we didn't, because I think space is so big and so mysterious that right now I think we're just all trying to work together the best way we can. And if India really wants to get up there and we can help them out, then that's cool, because we helped them get the Chandrayaan 3 mission up there, and they were the first ones to the South Pole. They've learned a lot of shit, and they shared that information with us. So I think working together, I mean, if nobody else wants to work together, at least the nerds can. I mean, that's kind of how that's always been, hasn't it? Most of the time, the nerds are the ones that get along. I mean, I'm sure if you went through the channel list of people here, most of your technical streams and technical channels are the most diverse group of people that you'll find. So I think that's why we're giving them aid. Ultimately, it's just nerds working together. It's kind of what we do. Chipmunk says he has to sound like he's up Putin's ass or he falls out of the basement bunker when suddenly they show a video of him duct taped to the top of what MS-20. What's the next one they're sending up? I guess it'll be 27 or 28 is the next Russian launch. And I haven't heard anything about Boeing and their Starliner bullshit. They're so fucking far out of budget. I mean, at this point, you know, your latest delay involves the fact that you lined all the wiring harnesses in your spaceship with flammable tape. I mean, like, come on. How do you miss that? Oh, and I forgot to hit the bumper. Hold on, folks. Scruff in space. All right. Sorry, I was supposed to hit that before we start talking about that. Electron box. Yes, they discovered after they built the Starliner that all the electrical tape that is wrapped around the harness, or well, most of it, is flammable. Like, I don't know what, like, I can only imagine in the world of space, flammability is slightly different than what we would. Like, I wouldn't consider 3M fucking Super 88, which I get from work. I wouldn't really consider that to be like flammable, but maybe to them, it's just not heat resistant enough and they call it flammable, or maybe when it gets fucking 3,000 degrees, it bursts into flames. But you know, I can't really understand electrical tape being flammable. Like, what the fuck? Especially if it's like flammable, like we would think of flammable, like motherfucking like flammable. Like, what the fuck? Cheap ass dollar store bullshit that they fucking hijack. Like, Dollar General does not sell tape that you want to be using on a spacecraft. You should probably not go to the dollar store. I doubt Poundland would have anything left, or Pound Town, or, you know, Downtown Pound Town. I mean, they may have some interesting tape, but it ain't gonna be no electrical tape. You know what I'm saying? Hey, there's Coach Seagal. Woke up 10 minutes ago, sick as a dog. Sorry to hear that. We were just talking about toasting you at 6 o'clock. So if you're still here at 7, you're up. I forget why. It was just, your name was brought up as a possible toastee, as being the coach. DC Allen says, don't they use Kapton tape? I would fucking think so. Like, I mean, I can't imagine that the Kapton tape, the roll. I got like 2 or 3 rolls of it. Like, I realized I probably should get some more. But like the 2 or 3 rolls of Kapton tape downstairs, like, if that's more resilient to shit than what they actually have on the Starliner, like, I mean, they're already $5.5 billion into the program. At this point, if they don't get it flying within the next year or so, there may not be a space station to fly it to. So that may be $5.5 billion that is a complete, literal, absolute waste, unless they can figure out to fly to whatever new space station is coming up. But, like, I don't understand how you have flammable tape on your wiring harnesses. Like, these are, like, I don't know. Sorry. Not trying to go on and on about, not trying to make this the flammable tape stream. You know what I mean? But yeah, I don't, yeah, fuck me. I'm gonna go ahead and see what this dab's doing right now. Bang. I'm gonna let that run down a little bit. I think the shatter's kind of stuck up high. Let it melt down a little bit towards the bottom. We are at 661 subscribers. Holy shit. Very nice. Thank you, everybody. We are 3 minutes away from a VertoWhoofle. Let's see how that camera's shaking out. So since I'm playing with the lighting, the VertoWhoofle cam, I either had the option of really dark exposure or really blown out exposure. So I went with blown out exposure to see how that works with the flame, because I think you'll be able to see the smoke ring a little bit better. since the VertoWhoofle is more, it seems like we're more about the smoke ring on the VertoWhoofle. Obviously the fire is nice. So we'll see how this works, because the lighting is dimmer overall, so I'm not so like, wow. But it also made the exposure on the Woofle cam weird, because when you put it into manual exposure to lock it, it's like, it's just chunky. Raven Bars Repairs. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the Gaggle of Goofballs. I hope you enjoy your stay. We are. But also keep in mind that with joining, you are openly admitting that you have some sort of crazy going on, and but I do appreciate all flavors of crazy. Is DC Allen, who DC Allen, is DC Allen leaving? Did they just leave? Oh, yeah. Good night, DC Allen, if you're still here. P213 is acrylic glass tape. I guess they should use silicone glass. Is P213 what they were using, TDO Brandano, or is that just some tape? Oh, apparently P13 glass cloth tape. Is that what they were supposed to be using? Kapton is not good for abrasion. Yeah, I would think that's a little bit thin. Like TDO Brandano here, he's got the line on the tape here. Maybe it's leftover shit from the 747s. Yeah, who knows? Or maybe it's leftover sensors from the, what is it, the 737 MAX? That gem that they put out. Was that, or was it a 747 MAX? The one that the altitude sensor, like one of them would go bad and would just go, yeah, if nosedive, with no redundant or backup sensors in it. Rob says you don't have to be crazy to be here, but it helps. It does. It really does. It's when the voices stop talking that you have to worry, says Arthur Two Sheds. That is true. You know, it's funny talking about voice. It's 6:30. We'll get back to voices in a second if I remember, because I'm kind of high. But let's go and get ready for a VertoWhoofle. First start with a woofle. Woofler, then you hit your fade button set at 1000 milliseconds. And now you get to see how blown out the camera is, but I think that's going to help. Let's see where we're at here. Line it up. And there we go. And bring it down a little bit. And woofle. That may not work as well. Let's try down here. Woofle. Huh. That doesn't work as great. You know what? Let me try to tune that. Give me a second. Where the fuck is it? That. Let me try to... Let's try the other side of the exposure. Like, that's my options. Like, no shit is either that or that. So let's try this. Let's see how this does. I got a feeling this is just, you're just not going to be able to see shit. Oh, actually, that wasn't bad. Let's try that again. A little higher this time. Yeah, I'll have to play with it. We'll figure something out. Yeah, 404. The soot ring is like, that's the gem, I guess you would say, of the VertoWhoofle was watching the smoke ring. So I'm going to have to figure something out. Maybe I'll get a light just for the VertoWhoofle. Let me fix the camera here. Like, maybe I'll get a light, something specifically just to kind of light the ceiling up a little bit more. Because part of what I did was I disabled one of the lights in the overhead one, so it's not so So now everything, the lights are a little more natural. It's not so blown out, but the ceiling's not as lit up anymore. So, I got wooflage all over me. I'll mess with that. See what we can come up with. Are there any cats in the cat cam? There are still no cats in the cat cam. That is amazing. Amazing. Click that, click that. Stephen Casal says, I still need to teach you how to use the stinger slide. I'm pretty sure I've used the stinger slide. Unless there's something else. I mean, you can also do... Swipe. Yeah, I kind of like the fade on the slider on OBS. That seems to work pretty good for me. What is it? 635. That's a device spotlight. Why don't we do a quick bio break? I'm going to go grab my root beer, take a tinkle, and then we'll do the device spotlight. I'll show you what's going on over here with the USB thing and the igniter. Can you do a star wipe transition, says ZX Game Music. I'm sure I could, but I only have like the stock transitions for OBS because just kind of works. But I have been kind of looking at maybe getting a different transition effect or two. A Luma wipe. I got Luma. Where's the Luma? I had Luma. There it is. There's the Luma. The Luma does that one. But I kind of like the full fade too. Like sometimes I've used the Luma wipe in the past. I also have to wipe other things every once in a while too. But anyway, everything is better with a star wipe. I mean anything's better as long as you're just wiping. Franco Walker says, have a laser beam lattice on the ceiling using mirrors. You know, before we go for this bio break and we get into the device spotlight, when I was younger, when I'd have to go over to my mom's house for the weekend, her stereo was in the dining room against a wall, and like from where you sat in the living room, against the wall in the living room, you couldn't see the stereo because it faced the same direction but on an offset wall, like kind of, I don't know. You couldn't see the stereo. So I would sit there when I went over on the weekends and I would grab one of her compact mirrors from the bathroom and I would grab the hand mirror and I would set them up on the dining room table. And I would grab the remote control for the stereo so I could sit in the living room and use the remote, and it would actually work with the mirrors bouncing the infrared. Why did I get on? Oh, laser and mirrors, yes. Can you point the thermal can at the ceiling for the next woofle? I sure can. I can do a ThermoWhoofle, a VTT, VertoWhoofle. We can try that for the next woofle. Or I can twist, like it's literally just on the cable. I would just bend the cable up a little bit. Yeah, we can give that a shot, see what happens with the gases when they hit the ceiling. All right, let me go do a thingy, and I'll be back, and we'll do the device spotlight thing. I will switch it over to the CatCam just because if I'm moving around, they'll be moving around too. Especially if I go into the kitchen. Let's do a Luma. Zoom. Oh, hold on. We gotta get the cat pee mic. Hold on. There you go. If you're new here, I actually have a microphone out there, or two microphones out there as well. Did I clang it? Son of a bitch. Where's my coffee? Yeah, I'm gonna take the coffee with me. Oh yeah, and we'll get back. I got an update on the Amazon thing. Holiday work schedule shit. I don't know why I'm yelling. I'm sure you can hear me just fine. One moment. Woo. Yeah. Here, my 3D printed can koozie. Hey, there's Spaz. Alright. Yeah, 3D printed a can koozie. Works pretty good on these small, what are like 10 or 12 ounce bottles. That's Spazzy Wazzy. She is 11 years old. She's a senior kitty. She is, I have the 4 cats. She is like her own entity. And then the other 3 cats are a mama and 2 of her kittens. Used to have 7 cats, but then families separate and such, and 3 of the cats left. And let's have a root beer. And then we'll all go over to this device thing here. Yeah. It's Spaz Randy, 1979 Vice Admiral Tiger. Spaz has been lightly made fun of her entire life for the shortness of her tail. Oh, and this, sorry, I guess I should, well, here, I mean, she's not really doing anything right now. This is just I ordered Chinese food today, and I had them give me some A&W root beer. You know, like actual American root beer. What are the cones for? For goofing around and, like, you know, when you have 7 cats, when I got them, or even 4 cats, you know, sometimes when you're at work or even when you're home or whatever, cats barf. Because that's what cats do. And when cats barf on carpet, especially if you're not home, when you get home, even when you clean it up, there's still a moist spot in the carpet. And I won't call it a wet spot. I call it moist because moist kind of gets people going. And the shit that's moist in the carpet should get you going. So after I clean it up, I will put cones around the moist spot. Because anyone that has owned a pet that has stepped in said moist spot, whether you're in socks or out of socks, it's like, bleh. You pretty much want to run to the nearest sink or shower. So no, I got those to avoid the moist spots, and when they're not being used for moisture control, I do derpy fucking things with them. Like set up a lane down the cat hallway. Because that is basically the cat's hallway. It just connects the main hallway to the kitchen. Like, this used to be a dining room, but being a single dude with no family, I saw no point in having a room sitting here being reserved for the use of eating a big meal that, like, I don't need fucking people stopping by here anyway. So what the fuck do I need a dining room for? So now it's a big ass office that actually gets used almost every day. So that basically made that half of the room, well, third of the room, the cat corridor, I guess would actually be a better word for it. Maybe I should get like a little plaque or something to put along the top. The cat corridor. Frank Walker says the moist spot is the worst. Oh yeah. Or if you're a pet owner, you probably also always put on slippers at night, because if you don't, you eventually will when you walk out to go to the bathroom and you're not paying attention and you step in the puke without anything on your feet. Ew. Anyway, device spotlight a little bit late. So all this talk of me running out of USB and all this shit in here. Let me, in case you're new and you're still actually here, congrats. But let me show you what I'm working with here as to why I have problems with USB. So this is all the cameras I'm running right now. And I'm actually considering adding another one because I have a... Yeah, the thermal can gets a little weird sometimes. I may have to restart the software. I think it actually warms up from sitting on the monitor, so the whole thing is trying to calibrate itself, but the whole thing is warm. But since I'm looking to add possibly my 4K microscope camera, I need it, like I'm going to need more channels. Like it took me almost an hour of moving all the USB plugs around here to get all the cameras to work simultaneously. So I decided, fuck it. Placed an order on this little guy. Yeah, don't mind the shaking. My nerves are garbage. Like, I'm not, at this point, you know, when I start the stream, I'm always a little bit nervous, but at this point, I'm fine. I just have shit for nerves. So this was, I think, 25 bucks. I hide my face so it focuses on the card. And this is 2 channels, 20 gigabytes total. It's like the top 3 USB and the top 1 USB-C, and then the bottom USB and the bottom 2 USB Type-Cs are on a channel. So they're all kind of split up. And it's really, like, I gotta tell you, like, it's so symmetrical and so nicely put together that that's almost a fucking work of art. Like, I just love the way that looks. Everything is laid out really nice and neatly. Not much on the back. Mostly just the mounting points and the tracks, which you can see in the glare. That's why I'm holding it like that. But I really do, like, as soon as I opened the box, when I saw that, I was pretty impressed. Like, I really like how that looks. That's nice. Yeah, you can see the 2 control chip. Oh, where are we at here? This one and this one. So I'm guessing those are the 2 control chips, since this is 2 channel. But it just looks nice. 25 bucks, lots of ports, and the whole card is rated for up to 10 gigs a second. Now, the funny thing about when I opened this box and pulled this little motherfucker out was what else was in the box. And just in case you're young and you've never seen one of these before, this is what's known as a driver CD. Computers used to come with cup holders that you would put your coaster in and make it an ultra cup holder, and then it would go and make a bunch of noise and like things would happen. It's amazing. Like, I almost wonder if it's cheaper for them to print the web address. If you look on it, they said this is your disk or there's the web address to get the drivers. Like, I really wonder if it was cheaper just to use old stock than it was just to like print the shit out on paper. Frisbee. Now, like, I mean, look, you put fuzzy pads on this side and put that side up, and it looks, I mean, it makes a pretty badass little, like, coaster for your table, or like you can do that and kind of look at the trippy mirror. What is that? Oh, that's the back of the wizard. I have the Clash of Clans wizard plushie over there. The wizard. Bird scarer. Yes, Rob Worrell. Apparently, if hanging these will also scare birds. The flickers of light mess with them. It does also come with 2 little mounting screws for your slot. And an instruction manual. Like, this is old school. Like, a full manual, which, I mean, obviously isn't that much. A full manual and a CD in a box. Like, we're talking like 20 years ago shit. But then you pull out some USB 3.2 and Type-C and you're like, interesting how they combine all that. TDO Brando. What did... Whoa, wrong amount of computers used to come with cassette decks. Yeah. I think my work actually still uses cassettes. Which actually, from what I understand, cassettes are still kind of considered like the best way to do it. Because they're just fucking durable. Does that sound about right? Office 97 runs on Windows 11. Holy shit. I had to install Office 97 on my new laptop the other week. Had to use a USB SATA bridge to... yeah, I have a USB to SATA. I think I have two of them. I think I have one in each bottom drawer. Oh, and we were talking about igniters on Clive's Patreon stream on Thursday. And I'm one of the lessening in numbers of people that have gas in their home. Like most homes in America, I don't think they build new homes with gas in them. I think it's all electric. But I have a gas water heater, which is spark ignited, click, 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 like you push the button, it's a click spark ignited to light a gas pilot, which then powers or then heats up, what are they, is thermopiezoelectric or thermoelectric? Like the pilot light heats up a disc and that generates enough electricity for like the little safety circuit and for it to blink the LED just off of the pilot. I'm sure someone here knows what the fuck that's talking about. I forget which, it's like thermoelectric thermocoupler. Is that a thermocouple? 404 thermocouple. Okay, John Key, thank you. Yeah. I remember looking it up because I was pretty impressed, like being an electronics guy when I installed that furnace almost 10 years ago. I was like, how the fuck is it doing that? Like I hadn't really, for some reason that I'd never ventured into that area. So that's cool. So that's my water heater. Sorry. My heater, my HVA system, is a 3-burner unit. And it uses, a heating element like this. This is for my oven. And my range just has 2 pilots. Like, no, like in some ranges, like, where you put pot and pan on. Some of them have, in America, some of them go, tick, 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 with the electric clickers. And then mine just has old school pilots that you have to clean every once in a while because they will go out. And my oven and my heater use elements. I mean, this isn't what's in my heater, but this is what's in my oven. Oh, look, there's even, it's got the, sort of has the rating on it. Not really. But this is 115 volt, 110, 120 volt American voltage. It pulls 2.5 amps. So it's about 300 watt, and the carbon inside there is what gets hot. And this sits right next to the burners. So as the gas, like this comes on, it comes on for a little while. The sensor or the driver board in the oven control has a current sense. So if it doesn't sense, a current flowing through this, it won't open the gas valve. But as long as it knows that current is flowing through this, it assumes that it is making it hot. And then after, I believe it's 10 seconds, maybe 15, it'll open the gas solenoid valve up. And then by then this thing's almost white hot, and it comes on, and then it turns this off after, I think, 3 or 4 seconds after the gas solenoid opens up. Someone bloody random asks, is the wiring flammable? It's actually wrapped in fiberglass. I don't know what this is. Do I have any magnets? Is it steel core, copper? It might be. What melts lower? Aluminum. Does aluminum melt lower than copper? I don't know. I forget. Oh no, I got magnets. That's right. I got neodymiums up here. Where is one? There's a good one. 2. Let go. Oh, steel core. Sorry, I don't have to yell that at you. I'm sure you can hear it just fine. Oop, wrong way. This is steel. So this is fiberglass wrapped. This is a neodymium. Steel core. So that's why we don't have to worry about it melting. So that is your answer. What wattage is it? That's about 300 watts. That's well, 250 watts, I guess. 120 at 2.5 amps. Ooh, I just stuck the neodymium thing to the fucking the USB card. Jesus, I hope I didn't fuck that up. Great, I guess if I put this in and it doesn't work, it's because my neodymium magnet wiped out the firmware. Lovely. Just put that over there where it can't destroy anything. But yeah, so like these things, the original one when I got the house, like it lasted probably 3 or 4 years. Didn't really know anything about the ovens, so when the oven stopped working one day, called a dude in, he replaced this, said it was really common. So I've been replacing them ever since. Like, we had the house for 3 or 4 years before the first one burned out. That dude came out, the next one didn't burn out for like 3 or 4 years. But now that I go through them 1 or 2 a year, like, I'm guessing there's only 1 or 2 places in China that actually make these. And, I guess they just don't make them like they used to. I mean, I've even got like name brand ones. You know, I've gotten the cheap, white box ones, and they all look exactly the same when you bring them out of the box. So I don't really see the point in buying the expensive ones when you're literally just paying for the name. Just like my buddy has a set of Cornwell snap ring pliers that he spent about 115 bucks on. Showed them to me. I was like, man, that's great. Let me go show you this $15 set of snap ring pliers I bought at Harbor Freight, which were literally the exact same ones. The only difference was the color of the plastic. I mean, like, exact same coating, exact same steel, exact same set. $100 more because it had a name brand on it. Fucking tools. And never buy any. Like, if you can avoid Snap-on, Cornwell, Matco, I mean, if you can afford it and it's all good, by all means. But, man, I work on industrial shit. And, like, I work on anything that requires a 1/4 inch to up to a 1 inch fucking impact. I got my big Ingersoll Rand 1 inch fucking driver. I use all Harbor Freight shit, man. Those Chicago pneumatic drives, those sockets, man, they're just fucking fine. Someone blame fucking tools. You talking about the tools or the people? Yes. Yes. 100%. Yes. All right, we're almost up to our 7 p.m. channel toast. And then it is time for cat treats on the CatCam. Hey, I actually have the correct camera view up. That's another thing. If you hang out long enough, you'll figure out that I fuck up the camera views all the time too, but I have too many fucking cameras. And that's why. There's nobody on the CatCam right now. That is interesting. There's usually someone besides Spaz. Oh well, I'll keep an eye on it. And either way, we'll definitely get them in there when I go shake the cat treats. I'm gonna do the Temptations, like the good treats. Like, I buy the big plastic jugs of like the regular dry treats, and then I get the bag Temptation ones with like the moisty treats. And they are fucking crackheads for the moist ones. Because I can shake the regular treat things and all come running, meow, 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 and they'll kind of sit around in their usual spots and wait. But when I got the crack treats, like, they are climbing on each other. They will shove each other out of the way. Like, they know it is a different treat when I get the treats off the top of the door. I actually keep them on top of the doorway so that they can't get to them. Because they're trying to figure out how to open the cabinets in the kitchen. So I may have to get child locks back on the kitchen cabinets. Craftsman, I have some Craftsman stuff that was left over, but they're just a name now as well. I don't really even know what kind of quality they are anymore. Like, I just always go to Harbor Freight. Like, the only time I would buy really anything other than Harbor Freight is I do buy Sunex tools from Amazon. I do find that some of the stuff that Harbor Freight doesn't have, if I get it from Sunex, like certain impact sockets, like I bought their impact rated Allen key sockets, like the short Allen sockets that are all one piece. And I had a 6-foot breaker bar on their 8mm impact. I had a 6-foot breaker bar, and I was standing on it and hitting it with a 4-pound maul to try and break loose the shoes or the bottom cleats off of a carriage. And that fucking thing didn't break. I thought the ratchet was going to break. The socket was fine. So, like, Sunex is good. Moist tools are good. Jack Attack, if you can find the moist, they're always nice. Can't the cats wear a cam? Arthur 2 Sheds Jackson. None of these cats have been harness trained. I used to have Larry. He was my Russian Blue. He was pretty good with the harness. He would actually go on nature walks every once in a while. He had his own backpack, like space backpack as well. Trent, the black cat, she was never really trained on a harness, but if you throw one on her, she didn't fall over like cats. Like, she seemed okay with it most of the time. I remember seeing a geothermal plant in Cornwall. Okay. How does we get a lot of advertising around here for geothermal heating for your house? Like, is that literally they just bury a fucking, like, some water hose and shit way down in the ground to use the ground warmth to get it up to your house? And if so, how fucking deep do you have to go? Because don't you have to get, like, past the permafrost and shit? Or does that kind of just depend on where you are? Geothermal for your house is probably just ground source heat pumps run through marketing. Yeah, maybe. Because they've been talking about a lot that on the radio lately, but I'm pretty good with my heating situation. Actually putting up this wall, like this wall here, actually changed how the entire house works, because apparently the vent in here was feeding a lot of the rest of the house, like the general, like, center common area of the house. And that's also where the thermostat is. So I've actually had to change my thermostat settings because of this wall. Like, now I'm running it at 70 degrees all the time, which I usually run it at 68. But at 70, it seems to feel the same. And I think it's just because the way the heat's being distributed. It doesn't feel like it's burning any more fuel, though. Pardon me. Load level needs to be on all the time, requires good insulation. Yeah, I guess so. Our neighbor, like, a couple of our neighbors have the black fucking plastic thing to heat their pool, like, on their garage roofs, to use the sun to heat, like, I guess, what, the black plastic tubes or whatever. That seems to work out pretty good. I've heard a lot of people say that works good for a cheap way to heat your pool, and you can do that shit on your own, just with, like, a black box and just a bunch of hose going through it. I think I saw a DIY one doing that. Build your own black box for heating them up. Mouse says geothermal energy in Cornwall was drilling 1 to 2 kilometers and pumping water into the holes and collecting the hot water that came up again. They were experimenting about 2 or 3 miles from where I lived. Jesus. That's, I mean, is it just like how big of a hole? Like, I don't, that's crazy. That's an awfully deep fucking hole to get some heating going on. Zap Sparky says solar heating. If you mean the pool thing, yeah. The sun hits the black, like, rubber hosing things, and they just circulate, you know, the circulator pump through it. Rifleman asks, was Larry pining for the fjords? Larry was just loud. People in Discord just kind of called him the loud cat, because he would come downstairs, hang out, and just yell at me for, like, 20 minutes. Like, I could be petting him, scrubbing him, doing whatever, and he would just keep yelling at me. Oh, 7 o'clock. Wow, I mean, just running my motherfucking mouth. Graham Shaw must be off to bed off 6 hours. You have a good evening. We need to do the toast. So 7 p.m. is the top of the channel toast, where we toast the gaggle of goofballs and all the donators. So why don't I, while we do this toast, I might as well do it right. So a toast to the gaggle of goofballs. Thank you everyone for joining, and thank you for the new members. I gotta update that. Always appreciate everyone hanging out. Cheers to the gaggle of goofballs. Cheers to everyone that's still here watching. Cheers to everyone that's donated. And cheers to you, even if you're watching later on and you've somehow made it this fucking late into the stream. So toast to everyone. Thanks for stopping by. Let me clean out and make sure this thing's empty. We'll just hit some buttons. Let that run by for a minute, and then we'll pop that back off. Not trying to, like I'm kind of, you know, I'm monetizing the channel a little bit, but I'm not trying to be too in your face with it. You know what I mean? Because we are here to relax, so that's why I try to keep that to a minimum. But Justin, why does it say it's not streaming well? Where's my monitor? Ah, I closed that. It does say that there is a problem. Let's see what's going on. I'm going to refresh that. One moment, please. It should be going. Looks like it's back. Looks like it's glitching. Looks like it's catching up on my end. See, like, if I can give a toast to everybody, and it goes blow up. Says we now have an excellent connection. Let me see here. 5, 5, 5, 5. All right, about 3 seconds behind, so now we're good. Sorry about that. It wouldn't be a scruff stream. It wouldn't be a scruff stream without everything going to shit at least, what, once, twice? I think we have a technical difficulty at least every stream. Raven Looney had to refresh. You may have to refresh. I don't know if that was YouTube or OBS. Like, OBS seemed to be fine. According to OBS, it was putting out just fine, but YouTube was saying it wasn't receiving. So I don't know. But whatever, we're back. So anyway, yeah, I'm going to clear this out, and then we're going to do the cat fucking treat thing. Oh, she's a little clogged up. Oh, I got to warm it up a little bit. Jim's Teardown, blessings, Goofballs, Scruff, and all the family. Best wishes to you. If you want to hang out on us a couple minutes, we are doing cat treats, but that's up to you. Either way, thank you for stopping by. Litter picker blames the French. Oh, that's, yeah, they do kind of, I don't know. Are they any better than they were 10 years ago when the Americans really made a lot of fun of them? Steven says there weren't any dropouts. That's weird because it was even dropping out for me. Even my dashboard said there was a problem. Who knows? Looks like we may have lost a couple people. That's fine. That is fine. Let us go play with the kittens. Kittens! That thing is dry. Let's turn up the gotta pee cam. And you are hearing, assuming you're hearing it, you are hearing the cat's water fountain. cat treat time. CatCam, CatCam, mama, CatCam. All right. Kitty catch. Where's Tiny Mama? Tiny Mama! Mama! Where's your mom? There she is. These are salmon, like seafood salmon flavor. These kind of make Tiny Mama get weird poopies, but I'm gonna get through them and yeah, we'll be alright. Alright, let's see. That's Lee. This is Spaz. You kind of saw her earlier. This is Ronnie. Ronnie right here. Spaz, you're right there. Right there. You're stepping in your treats. There's the mama. It's funny how often I have to guide the cats to their treats. Go ahead, mama. Those are for you. And I literally have to say that to Tiny Mama every time because she always wants to make sure everybody else has their treats first. Like when she first had Lee on the end and Ronnie and their brothers and sisters, like she didn't have treats for a long time because she just wouldn't eat them because she just let the kittens have them. But then usually Ronnie or like he's trying now. And that's because I think they know that they can grab a treat. She usually doesn't fight them on food, but every once in a while she'll kick their ass. But again, that's Lee Scratch Perry, Lee, or Poofy Girl, or Pretty Little Girl. She's a dilute tortoiseshell. Then we have Spaz. That's just Spaz, Megalodon, Big Stuff, Fatty Fatterson. She's our big kitty. That's Tiny Mama. She is Ronnie and Lee's mom. Her name is Bow Bow. She goes by Tiny Mama, Tiny Tank, or Tiny Mama also. Like that mama. And then Ronnie, stretchy guy. Come here, Ronnie. Also goes by Ronnie. Right, buddy? Here you go, boy. He's my ginger buddy. He is Megatron, but we go, I call him Ronnie. Right, mama. Let's see if Poofers will sometimes she's cool getting picked up, sometimes not. And sometimes she knows what's going on and she'll just walk away. How about you, Ronnie? How you doing? Let's see. You can kind of, there we go. I can kind of see the camera. So that's you, Ronnie. There you go, buddy. He's very particular. Sometimes he's okay for getting picked up, sometimes not. You kind of just got to pick him up and see what he does. Very cool. All right, buddy. All right. We got Fuzzy Buddy. All right. We'll leave that view. Ooh. We'll leave that view on while they're hanging out. Kitty cat. Bakar? What a cutie. That is Ronnie. He's a good boy. He's still getting used to getting picked up. Like a lot of times you go to pick him up and he'll go squiddy, like, but as soon as you start scratching his chin, he's like, oh, that's what we're doing? Oh, okay, yeah, we can do that. That's his thing. Little Jim's tear down and fix it. My niece's cat passed away last week. Couldn't have one because my wife is allergic. Maybe sometime soon, taking a rescue kitty. Yeah, Tiny Mama, she was found by my neighbors in the alleyway. Oh, jeez. Oh, sorry. Oh, there's your clang for the evening. Good lord. Fucking crushed that one. Alright, now we're switching over to tea. Sorry about your ears there, headphone users. And sorry about your headphones if they just exploded. Let me fix that. I think I actually moved the microphone. Oh, no, I didn't move the microphone, did I? Well, now I did. Now it's just all over the fucking place. Alright, good enough. Cannabis. Where'd the... Oh, that's right. The strawberry one's over here. What did we do? We did the cat stuff. We got we'll do a slightly different ThermoWhoofle at 7:30. Clang drink, that's fucking it. Is Ronnie's last name Pinkering? No, it is Bow. Tiny Mama is Bow Bow, so Ronnie is Megatron Bow. That's kind of what we go with. It's kind of what we're doing here. Chipmunk says, I know I like a customer when I visit their house and the cats come back to check me out rather than running. Yeah, Ronnie does not like people. Wow, he is. Like, you can see he is blending in really well with that carpet and the way the lighting is now. But Ronnie, like, literally, there's only 3 people on this planet that Ronnie trusts, and 2 of them he'll never see again. It's like, anybody who comes over, you just won't see him. Like, he can't handle other people. Everybody else is fine, but it's just Ronnie, he just does not like other people. So it's pretty much just, it'll be me and him for the rest of his life. Which should be quite some time. He seems to be a happy little fuzzbutt. There's the mama. Tiny Mama doesn't mind other people. She's usually pretty curious. Spaz just doesn't care. She sees people. She just wants to get petted. That's all she's worried about. And you can see they're quite messy when they drink the water fountain. You can actually see on the right there, they just splash water everywhere when they drink out of that. But it's whatever. It's cats doing cats. And I'm fine with that. And I have a buddy cat. I have 2 buddy cats outside. My neighbor has an outside cat that I call my little gray buddy. I have pictures of him. Like, he'll come in. Like, I used to sit out in the garage, and back when I was smoking cigarettes all the time. I would sit out in the garage, have a cigarette, like a smoke break, and he would come over, hang out. He'd like run through the rafters in the garage, have a good time. And then there's a black and gray cat that kind of is, apparently he's always hung out in the yard, because I was going through some pictures, and in 2021 I have a picture of the same cat hanging out about 20 feet from me in my backyard. And even now, like, if I'm outside for any amount of time, he's usually about 15, 20 feet from me. The past couple times I've seen him, he's gotten up to about 10 feet, but he still runs away. But he's still cool. Like, I don't mind the cats running around. I just know when I mow the lawn, I just gotta watch out for cat poop, because that's kind of what happens. But I'm cool with the little kitty cats running around. I actually have an old cat tree that was just tore up that I was going to get rid of, that I just put outside for now, like under the awning. And the black and, or I'm sorry, the white and gray kitty runs and kind of hangs out on it every once in a while. You could see it in the Ring camera. What is Mama doing? Oh, she's looking at Spaz. Oh, man. Pardon me. Oh, go ahead. Go. Every other. Alternate. Oh, I was kind of hoping she was going to go through the cones. Said she's probably going to go bite Spaz. No. Her and Spaz tussle every once in a while. All right, let me zing that on back. You actually have in my basement door and in the bedroom door upstairs, I have cat doors. Well, small dog doors slash cat doors that I actually put into the doorways so they can get up and down stairs, even when the doors are closed. And it's funny because you'll just be sitting there and all of a sudden you're, and then like, and it's the door every time they come through. So you can keep track of where they are whenever you're walking around. You can tell how many cats are following you downstairs. Labs are big and dumb, says John Key. I've heard of that about them. Let's see here. Looking around. Let's see. What do we have? Do we have any? What other stories? People like stories. Yeah. Let's see. Something else cover. Kinda newsy, gamey. If you're familiar with Valve, they are giving up support for 32-bit operating systems and Mac OS as of January 1st. Apparently that Mac 32-bit systems and Mac OS account for less than 1% of Valve's customers or client base. Now, when they say Mac OS, I am curious, is the M1 and the M2 processors, do they run on Mac OS or is that called something else? Because I know with the M series processors, like, it was a big difference for Apple shit. But I don't follow Apple products. Yeah, aren't the M1 like aren't they like Intel chips or are they like Apple? So I know it's something different with the M series chips. But it seems like I have heard of like yeah, I know Coach Segal may know because he runs Macintosh. But I don't know if there's a difference between the M series and the previous or if they're all Mac OS. Like, does that mean Valve is just going to everything Macintosh or Apple, I should say? The M1 is Apple silicone. Okay. Sorry, my nose itches. I'm not picking it. If I had some cocaine, I could take care of that itch. But, you know, God, I haven't done cocaine in, wow, almost 15 years. Well, that was fun back when I was younger. Apple is crapple. Yeah, I'm not really big on Apple. Oh, I did say I had an Amazon thing update. I also said I was going to something about a voice. I don't know. Anyway, so I had mentioned before that actually, like right now, I'm on call. Like if something goes down at the Amazon warehouse, I work at Amazon, not Apple. I think I said something about Apple. Anyway, Amazon. Like if this phone goes off, oop, who's that? No, weather, normal. Okay, so if this phone goes off, kudos if you know what that symbol is. If that goes off, then I have to go into work. And it looks like it'd be about every 3 weeks I'll be on call. And then during Prime Week and Black Friday and from like Thanksgiving to Christmas, it'll be like who knows what the fuck's going on. So yeah, I did say I was going to give you an update at that at some point, but yeah, I will be on call. So there may be a time where I gotta be like, send out my stream early or late and be like, yeah, couldn't make it, was at work. Or you never know, maybe I can find enough signal in that fucking building that I'd be able to do like a quick little stream from there or something. Like I do want to try experiment with that, but all the internet in that place is fucking garbage. Even the Wi-Fi that they let the employees and contractors on, it is so bad. But I might be able to do something with that if I get called in. That would be nice, because, you know, if I'm in the middle of, if I'm like, if it's like 3:30 and I get called in on a Saturday, that's going to suck. Or I'm sorry, like a 5 o'clock, you know, like Clive stream's getting ready to end, mine's getting ready to begin, and then I got to go in. Like, I wouldn't mind doing a quick thing from there just to be like, hey, I'm working. But we'll see how that goes. Randy 1979 says if your MacBook goes kaput, Apple will say it's water damage. Yeah, I've pretty much heard that Apple will call anything water damage if it turns into a possible warranty situation. Pretty good stuff. It's only, what was it, $60 for a disposable, rechargeable, and it comes with 1 gram of oil. Medicated oil. There are no cats on the CatCam. We have the ThermoWhoofle coming up. Let me, wanted to aim that higher. Let me try to do that. It's almost the same view as the VertoWhoofle now. Except now you can see the... Wow, that is tweaking out. Hold on, let me pull that software up. I'm going to... Because it is like glitching weirdly. Let me try to rerun that software. That way we have a... Actually, you know what? I'm going to unplug it too. We'll just do a whole thermo reset. That whole thing is warm though. I got a feeling when the whole unit warms up, it starts acting a little craptastic. Yeah. So that might be something to consider. I might need to get a mount to mount this somewhere where it can have access to a breeze. That's a little better. The restart kind of helped. It just recalibrated. Yeah, we'll see how it does. Ooh, what happened down there? That got all fucked up. Oh, that was from when the stream crashed. Okay. Alright, we are good. Apparently you have to drag talking about file, install a program, drag a file. Are you talking about installing like hacked versions of Adobe or something there, Chipmunk? Dragging files and shit? Ugh. This is mixed berry tea. Not bad. All right. Let's see. Let's go back over here. Oh, yeah. Covered Prime Days. Let me go through my notes here. Cover the Valve and the Mac OS thing. Like, I really thought there would be more Macintosh, but I guess Macintosh doesn't necessarily attract gamers per se. So I guess that kind of makes sense. I mean, are a lot of people like, are they the only ones that are like, has anybody else given up on Macintosh, or is that just really slowly going the way of the bird as far as gaming goes? Because I would seem to think that, like, there's plenty of Macs out there. I don't know. No, and I still haven't come up with anything great to put in this blank spot. Like, I don't know if I want to... I was thinking that one thing I was figuring, like, maybe put the schedule up there, but that doesn't really make sense because you can't really fit it. I don't want to put, like, too much of a gimmicky thing up there. Like, I know if I'm a YouTuber now, I got to put up some kind of stupid dancing animal, and I guess that would, like, do some dumb dancing thing there, but that would be a little too gimmicky. Echo wants to give up. Echo the Husky wants to give up on Windows. I thought about that, but I play games. I mean, Linux has support for games, but nobody has video driver support like Windows does, you know what I mean? Especially because I run all NVIDIA stuff. Oh, and Echo, while you're here, what's up, by the way? Your YouTube little, like, a circle icon thing, is that actually yours? Just out of curiosity. I don't know if that's ever been asked or not. Wire up a live subscriber counter and LEDs and put it on the wall. I was CX Game Music. I Googled that last night of how to make one. Apparently it's not hard to make one. especially if you're already an electronics nerd. So I was kind of considering doing that. Maybe like as like something to dick with a little bit as I get closer to 1,000. Yes, it is mine. That's cool. All right. Just thought I'd ask. I kind of looked at it the other day and I went, wait a second. Looked a little closer. Chipmunk says more stuff is now Mac compatible or has Mac versions. Aren't there a lot of better virtual environments for Windows software and Mac now? Like I feel like the M1s and the M2s kind of made virtual Windowsization, whatever, like improved. Randy, 1979 Vice Admiral Tiger tore down a blender recently. It had on the circuit board a capacitor labeled motor stop connected to a triac. Ah, that must be to make it stop. So a lot of times you'll see that, like, I guess it's part of the safety circuit to make that fucking motor. Like a lot of times anything that's got spinning blades will have something to make that motor stop as quickly as fucking possible. When you let off the trigger, in case there's an emergency, it just stops and doesn't just, I wonder if that's what that's for. Franco Walker has a big old Dell laptop with a 4.3 aspect screen running Windows XP. It plays DVDs superbly and it sounds awesome. Well, you know what? If it works and you want to run it, fucking run that bitch. I got a 2002 Sony laptop that has Windows 2000 on it. I haven't booted it up in 16 years, but I would imagine it still boots up. I took the battery out of it a couple years ago, and it had a bunch of 18650s in it, and they still fucking worked. I mean, they only had about 1,000 milliamp hours in them, but I mean, brand new junk from China doesn't even have 1,000 milliamp hours in it. And these are 20, at the time, they're 20-year-old cells. Chipmunk says usually they use resistors. The diode will dump the voltage into the caps. Okay, yeah, quick stop. I guess the difference between like triac and resistors and all that such is how quickly it will stop. Blackwatcher runs a Levino E531i7 laptop. Yeah, my laptop downstairs is a i7-4980HQ. It's 2016 laptop, 24 gigs of RAM, dual GTX 980M graphics cards in it, 8 gigs each. So with DX11 and 12, it actually runs all 16 gigs of video RAM, which is why it still runs really well. But I like that little guy. But of course, I much prefer my i9 11900K, because that seems to get a little bit more done. And I do occasionally hug the 3070. So we're going to try the ThermoWhoofle. So I got the Woofle cam, or the fucking thermal cam pointed up. So we'll see if we can see something coming off of the ceiling. So here we go. Where are we at? Right out there. Yeah. Center. Bringing it back. There we go. I'm going to try a low one first. Woofle. Ooh. Oh, look, you can see it hitting the acoustic panels and shit. Look at that. Oh, we got a new ThermoWhoofle, folks. Whose idea was this? A great idea. Great idea. The new and improved ThermoWhoofle. Woofle. Nice. That is fucking great. we're gonna do that again. Was that you, 404? Fucking amazing. We'll give that a second. Let that warm spot cool off a little bit, and then we'll hit that one more time. Ah, that was fucking great. See it hit the tiles and shit? That's cool. You can actually see the pattern on the acoustic tiles, too. Nice. All right, let's do one more. Here we go. Woofle. Ah, you know Miss Liz, Queen of Fire, is gonna fucking love that. Good job. Thank you for that recommendation. Leave that up for a second. That's pretty wicked. Nice. And always look up when you're done, just to make sure. And you figure if you're doing woofles every week, there shouldn't be any dust bunnies building up, but you never know. Always check. All right, we're going to flip it back here. Actually, let's... Where are... Oh, there's that one. There's ThermoWhoofle. What else do I have? What is that? No. All right. I think we're pretty good there. Let me flip it back to the front. Hey, you know what? Where's the pink? Oh, how's this doing? All right, let's do a cheers to 404 Not Found for the fucking awesome recommendation of aiming up for the ThermoWhoofle. Thanks, 404. Appreciate that. Franco went full screen. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to play this back once it processes HD on the replay. I'll have to put this on the 65 inch and see what that looks like. I mean, it looked pretty cool here on, you know, I'm looking at it in a window that big, but that looks pretty cool. That's great. ZX Game Music says I run Windows 11 that I debloated. Ran O&O shut up 10 to get all the spyware and crap deactivated. Yeah, I have 11 on the gaming rig here, but I'm just running stock shit. I just, I look at it like I've said in previous streams, of everything spying on you, everybody knows more about you than you do. So that's why, like, you know, I have an Alexa right there, because if you know everything the fuck about me, then you can turn on my fucking lights for me. Like, whatever. I carry cell phones, you know, I work in digital environments. Anybody that wants to know, they know what they need to know. So, you know what? Turn my lights on, play my music. Fuck it. Good night, Echo the Husky. Thanks for stopping by. TDO Brandino has Linux set up pretty good for gaming. I had Linux installed on the my Titan, my MSI Titan laptop. I dual booted. What was I running? I think I was running Ubuntu 20. One of the one of the LTS versions of 20. But I never really tried much gaming on it. I kind of just left that all in the Windows partition. I've just kind of always done most of my gaming. Like, I have a laptop with Linux Mint Cinnamon 20, Linux Mint, was it 21.1 Cinnamon in it right now, that I have Steam installed with, like, I think I have Doom on it, like a couple of the games that that support, you know, that I can actually play, I've messed with. Sean Tremaine, night all, off to sleep. Good night, Sean. Thanks for stopping by. I am one subscriber short of 666. Sweet. Thank you, everybody. TDO Brandino, it is I was thinking 4 in my head, 20.4 LTS. I was thinking 4, but I haven't messed with Ubuntu in a while. I've gone over to Linux Mint. Like, I really like Mint. It works for me. It's really easy. The 3 out of the box flavors are a really good starting off point. I have like a little bit of crypto, like not much. Like I kind of dabbled in it when the market was down. Like I bought like a little bit of a lot of crypto just in case one of them blows up. Kind of a little bit of Bitcoin. I actually have 1.5 Ethereum. Like that's the only thing I really have much of. But to access any of my crypto accounts, I have a flash drive that is encrypted. A million passwords to get into it. It's got to be plugged into a specific laptop or well, 2 different laptops that'll work on in case one goes down and all this other bullshit. But even that, I just use Linux Mint because everything's just right there. Even when you're installing it, you just, encrypt every fucking thing. And yeah, go ahead and encrypt that home folder too, because we'll just go double down on the encryption on that shit, so. Oh shit, I just went up to 671 when I said something. Hey, thanks everybody. I appreciate you stopping over and hitting that button. So we got 666 subscribers. Hold on, let's go Red Skull for that. To do that, we merely reset this little guy here. Hold on. Can I hold that just right? What did wrong thing. There we go. Yeah. I am really bad at this. There we go. Let's go Red Skull for 666. Thank you, everybody. I made this, I made that, what, 3 years ago? It's a glass skull that's, like, got, like, the black stuff impregnated in it. And then you can almost see into it. Yeah, sort of. I made a board. I got to redo it because it kind of tore. But I want to 3D print another base for it. And I actually took 2 of the LEDs and aimed them at the eyes. And it projects out the back of the head onto like the ceiling and surfaces above you. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, those 3. Which 3 is it? Yeah, those. See that one, and that one project up into the ceiling. I keep going to Target every year to see if they have more so I can make like different ones. Yeah, let's do a toast. Where's the pink one? To hitting 660. We got a lot of subscribers today, y'all. Like that's fucking great. I appreciate it. So a toast to 666, the number of the scruff. Word. Cheers. Hey, you know what? We're gonna do another fucking if we're talking about the heat. The ThermoWhoofle screen's still sitting over there, so we're just going to pull that back up and do another woofle or 2 or 3 or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Always appreciated. Because we're just here to have fun. We just want to relax, chill, play with some fire, give some treats to some kitty cats, and rock the VertoWhoofle. The VertoTherma? I'm going to have to figure out which way I want to blend that. Yeah, right, fuck it. Blend it later, fire it now. Woofle. Woo. Yeah, let's see. That was that way. Let me pull one closer to me. We'll hit it at a different spot on the ceiling. Woofle. That is wicked. Hey, you can see the face hugger. If you look on the left side, the thing that looks like a thermal spider, that's my plushy face hugger. That's Freddy the face hugger. So even he's getting a little bit warmed up. Here, let me do one. See if we can do the rest of the ceiling. That is awesome. Fuck yeah. 666 subscribers. I did not think I was going to get 30-some subscribers today. Much appreciated, everybody. Wow, we are over 2 hours in, and there's still a lot of people here. Sweet. All right, let me switch back here. That is a cool view. Okay, let me look up. Everything's cool. The hot spots on the ceiling are the mission control camera. That's the center red spot. The heat spot on the lower right is a light bulb. And then the hot line on the right is my LED strip. And then you can still see Freddy the face hugger over there. That's great. That's sweet. Good call. Chipmunk says, Clive didn't think he'd hit 1 million. Yeah, I don't know that we all think we're going to get... I've been here... Well, let's see, when did I join YouTube? 2006, I think, is when I posted my first video on me of the motorcycle. It's amazing. My first video was also my first copyright claim. Love it. Fair, no United Fair, I don't think Trent Reznor is going to try to hit my video up too hard, and I'm not going to monetize it anyway. Anyway, the mission control cam equals the Baldy cam. Yeah, it's pretty. Ooh, that's really shiny now. Look at that. Here, I'll sell. Should I sell sponsorship right here? Once I hit 10,000 subscribers, I'll sell the band on my fucking headphones. Christ. Fade that. Zoom. I've been messing around. I'm learning Premiere Pro a little bit better too. I can't wait to get these videos I've been working on out there. 404 would like to buy a thermal camera now. Well, the Infrared P2 Pro apparently is $50 off everywhere right now. I mean, that puts it down to, depending on where you go, $239, $249, $259, something like that. And Fluke just came out with the same sensor. Like, if you see any thermal camera that says 256 by 192 at 25 hertz refresh, that's all the exact same sensor. They're all the same one right now. That sensor just came out within the past year or so. So it's all the exact same one. There aren't the clones of it aren't even out yet. It's like made by a cloner. So like the clone, it is the clone, but it's an awesome piece of equipment. Fluke is now selling one. I don't know what they're selling it for, but like everyone's finally catching up except FLIR. But that's just FLIR. But look around. Anything, like if you go on Amazon or eBay, just type 256x192 thermal camera, and it should all be the same sensor, as long as it says 25 hertz refresh rate. That's all the same sensor. Just find the cheapest one in there, and it'll all be the same thing. It's just a different piece of plastic inside of it for the most part. And I think one of them sells it with a vision camera, like a standard video camera as well. Because even though you don't need the overlay, because it is a very good camera, I mean, you can see the detail that you get out of it. Like, you don't need a visual overlay, but visual overlays help. Especially if you're trying to hide your baldness, Mr. 8Gig. Thank you. I appreciate that. Bald is good. I mean, I'm definitely going to say that because I started balding when I was 15. And I didn't finally give in to the baldness until I was 28, 26, 20, somewhere late 20s. I finally started shaving my head instead of having a long-ass hair and a fucking, like, the David Letterman, like, baldness thing going on there. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Mr. A-Cake. Always appreciated. Oh, hold on. Oh, yeah. Got a crack. Oh, man. Sorry, every once in a while, like, the crack is good. The crack is good. Whew. I've been getting kind of dehydrated lately. Like, stay hydrated, folks. Trust me. Like, if you fall asleep, like, I'm sure we've all, like, accidentally fallen asleep when, like, you know you were thirsty as shit and you wake up and you just cannot fucking move. Like, you are Tin Man after, like, 50 acid storms, not kind of moving thing. Like, stay hydrated. Just throwing that out there. Mr. A Cake started balding at 23. I feel your pain. 404 is going to wait until they get a USB-C phone. That's, as far as I can tell, that's pretty much what they're all going to be now. It's one good thing the EU did for us was make Apple use a USB Type-C connector, even though they're still fucking with it with Thunderbolt and 5 and whatever. And I think it's funny, then I just hear that the 14th gen, the next generation of Intel chips don't support Thunderbolt 5 for Apple because nobody, like, Apple. Like, I understand that their entire business model is proprietary devices, but for fuck's sake, like, just accept Type-C. Nobody else wants to accept it either because it's just as fucked up as the rest of them, but Jesus Christ. Yes, Little Jim, we have hit 671. We hit that a little while ago. Thank you. Tin Man after 50 tabs of acid, says Garbled User. Man, I haven't done acid in, wow, 28 years? Whew. Boy, I miss acid. You know, once I graduated high school, we just couldn't find any good acid anymore. It's like, holy shit, I almost want to go back to fucking my high school so I can just go find an acid dealer. Like, what the fuck? Mr. A Cake is having some keyboard issues. Like, we got it. We understand the balding part. 23. You weren't bleeding. You weren't bailing. You weren't bawling. You may have been bacting. Like, I feel like that almost sounds like a food. You know, I did have Chinese food today. I mean, that almost sounds like a kind of something you would find on a menu, like bakting. Sounds like it may be pretty good, especially if you get like that good brown sauce on it. I got lo mein. I got house special lo mein egg rolls and shrimp, or I'm sorry, chicken on a stick. On a stick. Litter Picker says, just stick with blading. Ice skates are cool. Yeah, if you could say blading. Plus, at that point, you could say, you know, depending on who you're talking to, you can be like, oh, I was ice skating. Or, oh, I was sharpening up my cooking blade. Or, oh, I was just randomly stabbing people in the park. Or, oh, I was putting icing on a cake while I was blading. You know, like whatever you need to do. The stabbing people part can usually be fun because that usually involves running. Jim's little teardown and fix it. Thanks you. I'm up to 5 subscribers and I am started balding at 30 and going gray in early 20s. Yeah, my gray didn't start coming in, I guess late 30s, but I think I married into gray. So, you know. Mr. Stabby, says Garwood. Yes, Mr. Stabby. Lightning at USB 2 speed in 2023 is frankly ridiculous. Yes, it is. 404. Apple is so fucking hard up with their proprietary bullshit that, I mean, I hate to say it, like, Apple sells product strictly for marketing. Like, through marketing. Like, they don't have anything related. I don't see a whole lot of shit that's very special with them. They just know how to market it, like, better than other people. They use lots of flashy colors. They make it sound like this is the latest and greatest shit when everybody else had it a couple years ago. Usually. I know their cameras are pretty good. Well, like, so is everybody else's. But I don't know. I've just had a thing against Apple since I was a kid. Because I was told that the Apple IIs were the fucking latest and greatest. They were going to clang microphones forever. So I bought me an Apple IIc Plus. And that motherfucker, man, they got rid of that shit. And then I think it was about a year. And then the Mac came out, and then all the Apple IIs were like, nobody gave a fuck. Chipmunk. 2 pounds. Not all people have the same reaction to drugs. No. Some are good, some are bad. Some work for Apple. Tell Mrs. J, Scruff, her fella said, what's up? And yeah, say just, you know, what's up? You know, you gotta do it right. Dong. Yeah, that's a big clang there. See, what I'm doing now, I'm going more for quality, not quantity of clang. Here, let me fix that. That was weird. If I touch it, you can hear the water. And then it fades. That's weird. I don't know what that's all about. Thank you, Chipmunk. Chipmunk's reaction to pot was bad. I'm scared of the rest now. I have heard of the rare occasion of cannabis not being great for people, but there's also the thing, a lot of times the first time you do it, when you wake up that endocannabinoid system, like your body doesn't know what the fuck to do, and it doesn't do well for you, but then like the second time you do it, like you feel kind of like okay, and some people it takes like the third or fourth time before like you fucking start getting high. Me, I just got high. I don't get super high anymore all the time. And my tolerance is kind of not too ridiculous, but it is a little bit up there. Well, that's because I use cannabis every day as opposed to, if you're new here, I used to take 5,400 milligrams of ibuprofen or Motrin, whatever you call it, wherever you're from. I used to take 5,400 milligrams of Motrin once in the morning and once in the evening for my neck and back. And yes, that is 5,400, 5.4 grams. Like, I had started taking it when I was 16, and I was taking it for so long that I was taking lethal dosages twice a day. Sometimes 3, like if lunchtime came up and I was hurting, I would take another fucking dose. It was absolutely ridiculous. But then I started using cannabis when I started growing it years ago. So I figured, if I'm going to start growing it for someone else, then I might as well, I want to test my own shit. So I started doing cannabis, and then suddenly I didn't need Motrin anymore. And then I stopped drinking too, like alcohol. Like, I didn't have an alcohol problem. I just stopped drinking. And now I can get high. I can get smashed if I smoke too much pot, which doesn't really happen anymore. But even if I do, I just fall asleep and I wake up the next day like fucking feeling fantastic. It is nice not having a hangover all the time. I'll tell you that. My neck, my back, but not my pussy or my crack. 404 not found. No. Maybe I should sing that next week. Oh, yeah, if you're still actually, wow, there's still people here. If you have an idea for whatever goofy-ass song you want me to sing,
In the beginning of the stream, my neck, my back, my pussy, and my crack. If you want me to, like,
sing something specific, by all means, leave it in the comments. Like, I will fucking just try to belt 30 to 45 seconds of some dumb-ass song in the beginning. Baby Shark. Oh, I'll put that on the list. Baby Shark. All right, I'll write that down. Or put that in the comments so I don't lose that note. But yeah, like, by all means, like, I'm going to try and do, like, that's going to be one of my gimmicks. The singing of a goofy song in the beginning, because I might as well use the soundboard for something. Besides Scruff in Space, let's see, I got Spooky Scary. Spooky Scary Skeletons. That's pretty much it. I have other ones on here, but I don't use them because they're kind of obscure, weird shit. But, yeah. Mr. Gay says not Baby Shark. Stairway to Heaven. Well, if I did that, I'd have to play it on guitar. I'd have to... Yeah, I might be getting my guitar again. Or a guitar again next year. I haven't played in 15 years. But I wouldn't mind doing that again just to, it was pretty relaxing. I mean, I played mostly speed metal, death metal, heavy metal, but I actually found it still pretty fucking relaxing to play guitar. I had a Ibanez RX-170 that I bought in 1995. That was funny. And when I was in senior year, I had the option of taking Calculus 2 or Guitar 1. I had already been playing guitar for like 2 years, and after taking Calculus 1, I was like, why? What? So I decided to take Guitar 1 for senior year because that was an easy class. So me and Mikey, my best friend at the time, he bought a Fender Strat, and I bought the Ibanez at Guitar Center, and I don't even know if it's still there, out on Joppa Road. But we bought guitars at the same time when we were growing up, with our own money, earned it, learned to play. So then we took guitar class together, and it was funny. We asked if we could bring our own guitars, and Mr. Roeder, God, I remembered his name. Mr. Roeder was like, yeah, you can bring your own guitars. And then like the next day we walk in, and he's like, oh. I went, yeah. So once he figured out we could play, and actually were pretty decent at playing, the music wing of Eastern Technical High School has 2 big classrooms that are all soundproof, and then connecting them are 2 small sound rooms. It's almost like a U, like if you walked the path. So you got 2 big rooms here, and then 2 little rooms here, and they're connected like this, and all the rooms are soundproof. So you had 2 classrooms, and then one of the soundproof booths had 3 pianos and a couple keyboards kind of crammed into it. And the other one had fucking Marshall stacks in it and guitar and bass amplifiers in it. So Mr. Roeder said, as long as we completed our assignments, fucking Mary had a little lamb and shit, that we could just go in there every day and just fucking jam. But then we'd have to come do our assignments. So, like, we'd be in there, like, Metallica, Megadeth, Slayer, Nirvana, like, anything that was sounding good. And then, like, Fridays, we'd go in and be like, Mary had all that. And we couldn't, like, jazz it up either. Like, we had to do it the right way. But that was pretty cool. And then once Mr. Roeder got used to the fact that we weren't just fucking off, we would actually do the assignments, do them correctly, all that. He actually came to me and said, you know why I look at your guitar a lot and why I like your guitar, my Ibanez? I went, why is that? And he went, let me show you something. So he went into one of the music rooms, pulled out a case with the matching fucking bass to my guitar, cracked that fucking thing open, and there was the bass, an Ibanez bass guitar that was the exact series as mine. And he's like, because I got the bass for that. So he would let me occasionally pick the bass out, and then me and Mikey would go jam, because Mikey played mostly lead, and I've always been like a rhythm guitar guy. But fuck yeah, I would pound it out on that bass guitar. That shit was fun. And then every once in a while, the other room with the keyboards, like there was a couple of the girls that were really good at keyboard, and every once in a while we'd open that door up and get some like Evanescence kind of shit going on, where like somebody would sing because they like to sing and play the keyboard, and we'd be playing the guitars, and we'd like do songs together and shit. Like it was a pretty fucking awesome senior year in the music room, let me tell you. That was definitely fun. Definitely better than taking goddamn calculus too. But you know what? If you need to go that far in math, by all means. I just knew my career path wasn't going to take that, and I do just fine working on forklifts and shit now. But I am considering getting another Ibanez. There's, I guess, Guitar World. I don't know that the guitar place I used to go to is around anymore, but I know there's another Guitar Center or Guitar World over by the Micro Center. Like, I think it's literally right next door to Micro Center. If you don't know what Micro Center is, it's like what Radio Shack was and Best Buy combined, but on steroids. Like, you can go buy cards and build computers, get pre-builds, get, manufacturer computers, parts, pieces, resistors, Arduino, Raspberry Pi, blah, 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 blah. Screens and shit. Fucking love that place. But it's tough going into that shopping center because there's Home Depot, Micro Center, and the guitar place, and then like a pizzeria. around there. I think there's a pizza. Is that still there? Across the street? Yeah, that one. I forget which one it is, but it's like the perfect place to go for a nerd if you just want to spend all your money and just go look at awesome shit. Anyway. Rob Worrell says Ibanez has always been good. I like my Ibanez. I mean, Mikey's Fender Strat was great too. I mean, I played that sometimes, but I've always liked the style of an Ibanez. Zap Sparty says Radio Shack is known as Tandy over here in the UK. Yeah, that was over here. They sold Radio Shack sold Tandy computers, but they always had like, you know, landline, like regular telephones and tiny TVs, the cool remote control cars, or back in the day they had the rows of drawers for resistors, capacitors, components, all your good component stuff. Like we actually had in Essex, us in Essex actually had one of the last Radio Shacks on the East Coast that actually still had a small section of component drawers that you could get some basic ass resistors and capacitors out of. God, I miss that shit. Like my solder station is one I bought at a Radio Shack like 25 years ago. My adjustable, how is it, Ellen Co? Is that the solder? Like I saw, it's like, is it Ellen Co? And then there's Weller. I think they're the two big ones. I think mine's an Ellen. I'm pretty sure it's Ellen Co. I mean, it looks pretty much like a Weller, but I actually, no, I didn't get that at Radio Shack. I got that at fucking Fry's Electronics in Indiana. That's where I got that. And, was it Vincennes? Is that when I was in Vincennes, Indiana? Or is that when I was in Indianapolis? But no, I got that fucking that Ellen Co solder station. Hacko, maybe? Hold on, you know what? Let me see here. Where is... Oh, I gotta open a new window. Let's see. Is it Ellen, like, what the fuck is Ellen Co? Why is that in my... Ellen Co? Like, no, it is Ellen Co. Yeah. I don't know if they still sell them, but no, it's a solder... It is an Ellen Co solder station. I don't know if they still make them. Like I said, this is 20-some years ago. But, yeah. Yeah, not a Hacko. Good pull, though. Who the fuck said it? Brandino. Maplin is gone. Is Maplin gone? I miss the Tandys. Like, the Tandy computers, like, I mean, they weren't, like, see anything super special, but, man, like, they worked. They got the shit done. You could get fucking fun games for them. Like, Mikey had a Commodore 64 128. You know, we had fun with that. First time I did Acid, I played fucking video games on it, had fun with that. The local hobby store, Lockwatcher made me think of this. The local hobby store had a Radio Shack section. That's cool. We actually had something around called Bainesville Electronics. That was basically a component level store that had basically nothing but components and lots of them. And then like CB and ham radio gear. And that's pretty much all they had. And they were around for years, and they've closed, I think, about 5 years ago. But that was like the last bastion for getting components locally after the local Radio Shack closed. But then once Micro Center started carrying some components, they're not bad. It's a decent selection, but at this point I get a lot of shit off of eBay, and if I need something quick and easy, like I'll spend the extra, 20% and just get it off of Amazon. Like, Amazon fucking sells everything, so if you need it quicker than eBay can get it to you, I'll spend a little extra money if I have to. Jim's little teardowns. As many years ago, we had a little shop called C Marks here in South Wales. You could get any component you wanted in there, but they are gone. They got to go online. Now you got to go online and wait. Yeah, everything nerds want is just like it's online. Like, I get it. We're nerds. We're online, but it doesn't mean we want to buy everything online. Every once in a while, the introvert in us needs to, like, go the fuck outside and deal with humans. But if we know we're going to get a resistor or a capacitor, we can handle that. And yes, like you see me doing live streams and shit at work, but I hate humans. I mean, y'all are cool, but you're not normal humans. If you're still here at this fucking late, you're definitely not a normal human. You're just a cool person. But yeah, I can't stand humans. The things we have to deal with to exist. Yeah, Mr. Yeg. Oh no, outside. Like, I'm an introvert that tries. Like, I know there's different types of introvert. Like, I'm an introvert that tries because I know I kind of have to. But I'm just so much easier to deal with cats. Just so much easier. 8 o'clock. I guess we could have done a toast at 8 o'clock. I missed that. Like, after 7:30, like, literally the schedule is just like nothing. Let's do 8 or... Let's do our toast to introverts. So we gotta, like, hide and when we're doing it. To introverts. Cheers. Yeah. Like, God, like sometimes the thought of coming home and like going grocery shopping is just like, oh no, there's going to be so many double-digit IQ people there. What am I going to do? Oh Lord. John Key, you're welcome. 404, it's only 1:10 a.m. there. It is 8:00. Well, it's only 8:09 p.m. here. Like, it's really not that late. And I'll probably get on Discord after whenever the hell we get off of here. Like, we still have just over 100 people. So, I mean, if y'all hanging out, like, we'll keep bullshitting for a while. Like, I'm down. Ain't got much else going on being the introvert that I am. Hide behind the sofa, yeah. You just see a little vape pen just pop up. Oh, man. Ah. 510, where Zane is. Zane, let's see, Zane the Magic Puffer Dragon, and it's 510, so that makes me think you're somewhere around the Emerald Triangle. God, I need to go visit the Emerald Triangle. If you don't know what that is, that's like out in California area land where all the great weed comes from. I think Fur Bear was very close to the green, or the Emerald Triangle. I in SoCal, alright. Yeah, with a name like Zane, I did originally think that you were UK based as well. It was apparently just like Chippy. It is 110 where Jack Attack is. Yeah, there are a lot of you. Like I said before, I get more views from the UK view. I get less views from the UK, but y'all watch longer. I get more views from the US, but you don't watch as much, which I get. Like, we're in the US, we're all in a fucking hurry. Like, I put out a short yesterday. Like, I don't do shorts too much, but I put out a short yesterday, like I said, about the chains. And it was just a thing on checking them, and that fucking thing blew up. I'm like, dude, like, why am I up to like 1,000 views in like just a couple hours? Which I know for a short isn't nothing, but for one of my shorts, like, that was ridiculous. Cause I'm bouncing all over the fucking place tonight, ain't I? But that's just kind of what I do. But yeah, like I did, it's the analytics you get here are just weird. There aren't any there, but there aren't any chipmunks in the UK. 404, and I found Nelly bought a t-shirt that had a 1-star review for people would not recommend. Have I heard of Blue Bricks? Lego compatible, has many kits, says Lockwatcher. I have not. I've been cruising the building block sites. And I've got a couple. I have some stuff like wish listed on, but I don't know that I've seen Blue Bricks, but I'll write that down. Because it is interesting, like, without like the exact perfect search words, it is hard to find like generic Lego stuff. I think Lego just kind of keeps that, trying to keep them knocked down the bottom of the Google list as much as they can. Brianna Stander says I'm weird. Well, hey, you know what? Since you think I'm weird, I'm going to have to make you a moderator. I don't know why you weren't a moderator before, because you were a moderator. So anyway, that's fixed. It's good because I was trying to fix that like last week. Portsmouth versus Soton football. What the fuck is that? Is that an English? Yeah, I don't know what happened there, Brianna. I think it may have been one of them weird misclicks as I was flying through the channels. But no, you were supposed to be there. Yeah, wow. What is Ports? Is that like local city rivalry? Okay. I don't watch much. Like I used to watch NASCAR. Like every once in a while, I kind of pay attention to it because I do like fast cars. Um, I've gone to NASCAR races. I've actually stood on a NASCAR track down in Darlington. That was like you gotta watch when you walk in embankments because you will fucking fall off. Like especially at Daytona, that shit is like you can't walk up it. You just fall. Like you have to be doing like hundreds of miles an hour at Daytona so that you really don't just fall off the track. It's amazing. Twat ball. What football? I don't mind football. Like we got the Baltimore Ravens here. They're a pretty good team. I kind of pay attention. I used to be a little bit more into football, but I don't know. I kind of got out of sports for some reason. Like I haven't watched baseball in years. Like ever since the first, like one of the first major strikes, and what was it, late '80s, early '90s, and whenever that was, the big like major baseball strike. That's when I realized it really wasn't about the sport. It was just about a bunch of motherfuckers that wanted money, and that just took the whole spirit of it out of me. So then I don't really pay attention to baseball much at all, except like whatever I happen to hear on the radio. Um, Rugby, I feel like I could like rugby. Like every time I've seen a rugby match, I've always been pretty interested in it. I like watching marble racing. You ever watch the marble races on YouTube? You should look that shit up. That just gets pretty hardcore. Marble racing is pretty funny. Um, like they have hardcore leagues and shit for that. I think we've watched it on YouTube or in Discord before, maybe. Marble racing leagues. Yeah, I could see rugby being all right when you're younger. I used to play a lot of like when I was younger. I used to play football with like all the kids in the neighborhood. I guess you know, like a lot of neighborhoods, you just end up playing football, but never really rugby. But I know rugby. I guess it's more of a UK thing than marble racing. Yes, 404. Like you get some hardcore, and it's not like you know the video games, which actually I actually enjoy playing some of the marble video games, like Marble Madness, and there was one on Xbox 360 I played a lot. That was a marble like puzzle game, but now like real life marble racing, hell yeah, there are, and that shit is fun to watch. Like they get into it, like the announcers are on point. It is fucking great. Chipmunk says, remember we're talking about football, not American. Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, like, I understand the difference between soccer and football and all that. I'm talking about American football and rugby and all that. Like, yeah, I know about, yeah. Do they get smashed? No, I don't think any of the marbles get smashed. Like, the people might. I'm sure the audience definitely does. Like, I try to when I'm watching, but it's not like, like playing marbles, the game where like shooter marbles and all that. It's just like tracks and shit. Rob says we should play Q Club on Discord. Is that a new game? I know they've been pushing out the games. Go Pats. Yeah, Patriots are good. John King. Patriots are good. Pig racing, Mr. AK. I've not seen pig racing, but I'm sure if you paint a number 3 on the side of it, some redneck will definitely go for it. Clang drink, yes. Sam online does not understand anything about rugby. I just know there's usually mud, leather, and football popping out like a fucking greased up pig. if Chipmunk says, if you have the ball, you die. That's kind of seems like it. That's how that goes. Yeah. Cheese rolling, Herbert. A trouser fancy. I feel like that would be more of a European thing, because Americans would just eat, like, they'd fucking eat it before the race even began. Because, I mean, it's America. That's what we do, especially cheese. Like, going vegan, being forced to go vegan for 4 years, fucked my shit up enough that I'm, like, kind of pretty lactose intolerant now, but, like, fuck that. Like, I got lactate for that shit, because I need my motherfucking cheese. I feel like I'm drifting farther and farther from the microphone. But no, I fucking love some. I got a bunch of cheese in there. I got some shredded mozzarella and some cheddar. I'm probably gonna make a pizza tomorrow. What is that weird rattle I just heard? I don't know if that's in my headphones or if that's something on here. Okay, it's gone. Jack Attack says, still no Christian. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like, I don't know if Christian was here last Saturday or not, but I haven't seen Christian Harrow in a while. I mean, he's alright. Obviously, the Kevin thing's a little funny at times, a little overbearing at times, but it's whatever. He's alright. Like I said before, we're all weird. We're all just different weird. But no, I haven't heard anything from him. Am I out? Yeah, I am out of root beer. Zap Sparky's bathroom is currently at 14 Celsius, 58 Fahrenheit. That's a little chilly. That's really gonna get them those nuts hugging up in there, like hiding out. It's what is it outside here? Here, oh. Notification. TDO Brandino, new subscriber. Thank you. What's up? What the fuck? Oh, 14. Wow. It's exactly the same temperature outside in Baltimore, in Essex, Maryland right now. There's apps 14C, 58. That's exactly here. Let's see. If you look right there. 1458. That's funny. My thermostat is set at 70 Fahrenheit. And actually, oh no, I'm sorry, 71. I actually turned the AC on because it got up to like 67 today. So it actually got a little bit warm in here, especially once I turned all this shit on. Gas Smasher, I'm weird adjacent. You're weird. I mean, you're kind of weird. Where are the cats? Are there any cats out there? Cat can't. No cat. Like Lee has been sleeping on the food. Here, I mean, hold on. Let me fade that. So like Lee's been sleeping on the fucking black trash can because that is just cat food. Like it's got cat treats in the bottom, like the next layer of cat treats and the fancy feast. The fancy feast wet food, and then a gigantic couple bags of cat food on the top. So she's been sleeping there a lot lately because she is a poofy girl, but I think she's less poofy and just bigger. So I think that's why she likes guarding the trash can there. But I'll keep an eye if anybody decides to stroll in, you know. I'll flip it on over to the kitty cats. Still gets well above 20 where Brandano is in Rome. Oh, wow, you're in Rome. That's cool. 16 degrees in Rome at past 2 a.m. That's not bad past 2 a.m., especially, I guess, for this time of year. Rob's, so you're like southwest-ish UK, Rob, I think. 422, yeah, a little late for that. I might as well just keep fucking slamming this. Should have brought my big dab rig in. I'll do that next week. Oh, looks like Franco is headed out. Love you too, buddy. Thanks for stopping by and hanging out. We're coming up on 3 hours. Not bad. There's still a bunch of people here. It is starting to drop off, so I guess we'll probably go to the 3-hour mark. So it's like 10 more minutes. And then we'll that'll give us just enough time for a woofle. And then we'll get ready to shut it down after that. So we'll go to like 8:33. That'll work. That'll be a pretty good stream. But yeah, let's a belated 420. Or if you got a shot or a drink, by all means. Oh, and if also you're new here, I guess that's Mavis, my drone. I do occasional, at this point, it's occasional live streams with the drone where what you see my phone screen. So you are flying with the drone and you generally have a better view of what she's doing than I do because I'm looking at this while you're looking at a monitor or a television. But yeah, I fly her around the occasional Sunday stream. Like we just did one at Lockhaven. And I did look, and actually the laws have been updated for Maryland and federally confirmed that I shouldn't have actually been flying where I was over the water. So I guess we'll be avoiding Lockhaven for a little while, and then the signal was kind of flaky anyway. But yeah, actually I, even though I had federal permission, I should have gotten permission from the state of Maryland. So that changed. So that's nice to know. But so that's even cooler that the officer let us continue to fly, especially since apparently if you weren't there, apparently he stepped out of a building to go pee and heard my drone because he was going to go pee in a bush. I guess where he was didn't have a bathroom, and he thought that the drone was going to see him peeing, so he figured out where I was and was like, "What are you doing?" And we had a laugh, and then he said, "It's cool, we'll keep flying," and all that. But then that was kind of funny. But yeah, anyway, that's her. That's like her new hangout. And all these flashy things over here are mouse pewters, this is a mouse pewter. That's one I made. That's a glowy dinosaur I found at Home Depot on clearance for like $10. It's rechargeable. That's our Mars Lego setup with Ingenuity helicopter right there. Blanket, even though I don't drink anymore, that helps with the sound and insulation, because these walls, like no shit, the insulation in these walls is that thick fiberglass. Paperbacks, not even like foil back, like it's only about an inch thick. So like this house has shit for insulation. But on the plus side, it has 2 layers of shingles or outside, not shingles, siding or whatever you call it, the sides of the outside of the house. The outer layer is aluminum siding, and that was installed over top of asbestos shingles. So I do have the advantage that as I'm in the house, I am literally completely encased in asbestos, because on the roof, at some point when they redid the shingles, they didn't take the asbestos down either. It's over top of fucking asbestos shingles. I didn't think that was a thing until I actually went up and looked and went, oh. So yeah, like I am fully encased in an asbestos shell at this point. Yeah, I don't want to drill through it. No, I don't touch any of that shit. There are a couple holes through the house, like where they ran like the cable TV wires through, that I haven't messed with the cables, but I'm going to end up pulling them out and hitting them with foam to fill it up. But that also means I can never replace my siding unless I want to pay, like it's tens of thousands of dollars to get asbestos remediation or whatever they call it. So like I'm stuck with my aluminum siding, which isn't all that bad. It's just, you don't replace it, you just paint it. And that's fine. but it's just weird knowing that I am encased in asbestos. And of course, all the walls in here are lattice work over expanded steel. So that's why I have so many fucking Wi-Fi routers and repeaters and shit in here to try and get signal. Like a house built in 1951 is, it's got its own difficulties, let me fucking tell you. But for the most part, everything else is pretty sturdy. John Key says it costs money to remove asbestos. Yes, it does. Actually, my neighbor, the one I mentioned that had my little gray buddy, the cat that comes into the garage, he used to be a asbestos remover guy. And he said a lot of the times, when I told him about my house, he said even if he gave me a good price, he would end up having to charge me almost $30,000 to do it. And that's just pulling the shit off. That didn't include the new siding that another company would have to come in and do. And I'm like, you know what? That shit can fucking stay. I'm fine having 2 layers and having to paint the house instead of replacing the siding. Or, I don't know, you know what? Fuck it. If it ever comes down to it, y'all can just put a 3rd layer on if possible. Like, I ain't dealing with getting rid of that. Holy shit. Zane the Magic Puffer Dragon is also surrounded by asbestos in their 40s house. There you go. There's a lot of that shit in America. Boy, do they love building that, using that to build everything. I also have leaded paint in here, but that's all encased in, regular paint. But I also, that I know that if I'm tearing into walls like I'm going to be next year, when I convert a bedroom into a monstrous main bathroom, I know that I'm going to have to wear breathers, and I'm going to have to actually section off that room and have airflow going out the windows so that it doesn't get into the house for the cats and all that. But yeah, like this house is like all the bad things that you could possibly have had in a house that was built in the old times. Like it's all here. It's all just like, hey, how you doing? Blah, blah, that kind of thing. So it's fun to fucking deal with all that dumb shit. Live in a toilet. Yeah, I mean, I got 2 here. Like that's the weird thing. Like I go downstairs every 2 days to, take care of scoop the cat litter. I have a cat box on each floor for 4 cats, 3 cat boxes. So every 2 days I go downstairs, I scoop the cat litter, refill the food dish, change the water bowl at the feeding station, and then I go flush the toilet because I'm never down there anymore. And I don't want that water to get too weird. And even though I have a bleach tablet in it, it's still like, you gotta flush that thing. It's just like, bruh. Little old Jim's, where I live, it was built in 1916, and I've been here since they were 2 years old. You've been there 57 years. Yeah, I bought this house from someone that moved in when they were 6. And they had it their entire life. Until the husband passed away. Actually, in the bedroom I'm in now was their bedroom. He passed away, and then the wife was here for another, I think, 2 years before they decided to pull her out because she was just finally getting to the point where it was a little hard dealing with a multi-level house. And then I bought it. So I bought it from the original owners. And it's weird, like when I found the obituaries for the husband, and everyone shares their pictures, and so I got to see some of the weirdest pictures of inside the house, of like different carpet, the walls looking a little bit different. There was one picture where like the kitchen was in this room, because this used to be the kitchen, like a kitchen dining room, and the kitchen just wasn't there. That's an add-on. Like if you go above the kitchen itself, you can see the asbestos tiles. They're not covered by anything because when they built the roof for the new addition of the kitchen, they just built it right over top the existing roof because it kind of does that like step out thing a little bit. So they didn't even take the asbestos tiles. So there's exposed asbestos tiles in the attic of my kitchen, which is also interesting. But where the fuck was I going with that? I don't know. Tiles, kitchen, asbestos, it's fucking everywhere. Oh, no, pictures and shit. Yeah, so that was interesting when he passed on. I don't know that the wife has passed. I haven't checked. Like I checked every couple of years, not to be creepy, but because I wanted to see pictures. I don't think she's passed yet. I check on legacy.com every once in a while. Oh shit, yeah, we're up to woofle time here. Fuck it, like let's rock the new ThermoWhoofle and then we'll call it a stream. So we'll do that one again. That's pretty fucking good. Camera's still pointed up. See, I start running my mouth and then I just lose track of time again. That's all good. There's just enough woofle. Oh, wow. There's just enough woofle juice left. Scratchy, scratchy. Thermal cam. Zoop. All right. Oh, asbestos cut with cocaine, says garbled user. That is a hell of a snort. Alright, let's go with this one. Woofle. Oof. That is awesome. Fucking great call, 404. Ah, shit. Let's do one more. Oh, wow. Like, yeah, oh, there we go. Just enough soap for one more, and woofle. That's cool. Now you can see it warming up the face hugger. Whee! Alright. I think 404 should be made an honorary goofball for the idea. If I could figure out how to do that, that may happen. I don't know that I can actually do that or not, but if I can try that. See what we can do. That's not a bad idea. Either way, thank you again, 404. Let's do one final outro. Actually, let me fix this. I'll go ahead and start running the credits. Oh, and just so you know, the way the credits... where are we at here? So the goofballs are on the bottom, and the donators and the moderators are up top. I kind of switched it up a little bit. All right. We got credits and shit. Like, I'm actually considering contacting a couple different YouTube music creators to see if I can, like, use their music without getting any issues, but we'll see how that goes. Well, let's do one final shot, puff, smoke, snort, stab, drink, whatever, to the new woofle cam, to all you crazy motherfuckers hanging out for this goddamn long, to the goofballs, 404, not found, everybody, thank you, cheers. One last poof. And then I'm going to get something to eat and get on Discord. And maybe next week I'll bring the big dab rig. Well, my bigger dab rig, my other electric rig. All right, let me take a quick sip here. Yeah, I'm going to have to get some fresh tea. I probably won't be on Discord for like 10, 15 minutes. Anyway. All right. Credits are rolling, so thank you, everyone, for a pretty good fucking 3-hour stream. A Discord link. I don't know that Oh, there we go. There's a Discord link. Thank you, Coach Seagal. Hopefully they are current. But yeah, I'll be on Big Clive there shortly. I guess I'll just leave the rig set up because I usually just use this on Discord too. Sometimes I use the old, if you've been around the old fucking nasty setup, but you know, you do what you got to do. But anyway, Thank you, everybody, stopping by, hanging out. We're here every Saturday. We are the after party, and man, we're just here to fuck around and chill. Let's see. Like I said, I will be doing the Poppy Playtime Chapter 2 Creepy Jump Scare video game Wednesday at 4:05, and it will actually work this time. And then, oh, and I got a work video coming out on Tuesday. We did a poll to see if you wanted a thermal fuzz butt or a work video 1. So we have a work video coming out on Tuesday showing you an order picker and driving around and going up very high and good stuff like that. So look for that Tuesday. I'll see you live on Wednesday. Everybody have a fucking great weekend. I greatly appreciate everybody stopping by. Thank you to the Gaggle of Goofballs. Thank you, subscribers. Thank you. Even if you're just hanging out for a minute, appreciate you stopping by. Everyone have a great night, a great weekend, and I will see you next time. And we are out in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.